higher to the fire. Hey, hey. Untouchable empire. Hey. Untouchable empire. Hey. Hey. We rise higher to the fire. Untouchable empire. Lift us higher. Oli and Fatty, bring truth to the streets. We stand for the people, never fall, never retreat. Untouchable empire, we don't break. We rise higher every step we take. Higher, higher, untouchable. Higher, higher, untouchable. Yeah, we step in the room and the whole crowd lifts. Truth in our blood, that's the realest gift. We talk power, elevation, transformation, untouchables. Yeah, we built this nation. We ain't chasing clout. That's for boys, not men. We chase money, purpose, legacy, and man. Ollie with the flame and Fatty with the spark. We light up the world when the whole world dark. Lift up the people that survive. We bring talk, justice, unity. Every time we swing, we don't bow down. We stand tall and rare. Untouchables, baby, we everywhere. We rise. Through the fire, through the fire.
We stand together in the light.
Untouchable forever. This alright, this alright. Oh, we rise higher, higher. To the fire, higher. Untouchable empire. Lift us higher, higher. Ali and Fatty, bring truth to the streets. We stand for the people, never fall, never retreat. Untouchable empire. We don't break. We rise higher every step we take. We move with the grace. Power to the people, that's a look on our face. We don't fold, we don't run, we don't hide. Stand on truth, yeah, we walk with pride. Fame don't move us, we built on honor. Heart of a king, real warrior armor. Empower the world, that's the mission tonight. Untouchables. Yeah, we always do what's right. From the city to the globe, we shift that tone. Building up lives with a righteous throne. We step in the storm and walk through the fire. Why? Cause we God made, born to rise higher. Hands up, hands up. If you feel that every move we make. To the fire, we rise higher. Oh, touch, him play.
What's going on, family? What's going on, man? We bringing you another untouchable episode back to you, man. What's going on, Matreon? What's going on, Apex? What's going on, Time? What's going on, Lou? What's going on, Lucky? I see y'all was fighting over who typed first, but I appreciate y'all competing for who typed first. I think Lucky typed first, but Lou said he was in the building. So much love to y'all, man. From the Untouchable Empire.
The Untouchable Empire, baby.
I'm gonna try. I wasn't supposed to go live today. But y'all, I bought some time for y'all because I'm gonna be going out of town probably in 3-4 hours. But I can go live with y'all for a little bit. I thought I was gonna go out of town earlier to do some things with my family. Man, we're gonna take them on Disney on Ice, but I can prolong it for a little bit until we do that, man. I hope y'all having a great day. I hope y'all having a great week. I hope y'all loving y'all family. I hope y'all doing the right thing. I'm hoping y'all doing the best you can, regardless of what you're going through. And if you need help, man, you better go talk to somebody and make sure you have people beside you that actually love you and aren't using you. And that's regardless of you, whether you're a man or whether you're a woman. You want to have the best people you can have around you. And I keep giving you my greatest tips. Make sure you're around somebody they can't help but give to you, and make sure you're around somebody they can't help but love you. They couldn't do something bad to you even if they wanted to, and they couldn't take from you even if they wanted to as well too. So we trying our best to not only have a conversation that's solution based, that's having a conversation that's entertaining, that's having a conversation that's engaging, but we're trying to do our best to make sure the conversation progresses. We're not trying to stay on the surface. We're trying to get deep rooted into what the issues really are. And we keep pointing at them. And there's a lot of people that keep trying to fight back on doing the work, but hopefully over time you may change, even though a lot of times a lot of us may not be changed. It seems like a lot of us are imprinted from an early age, and we typically may hold on to the same ways we were when we were born, and how we were as a child and the way that we were raised. And it seemed like you already developed by the time you get to maybe 5 or 8. And that may be the same person you're going to be for the rest of your life. But hopefully we can do some changes to some people. Otherwise, we're going to keep losing families. We're going to keep losing each other. And it's going to be difficult to create healthy relationships. But I'm going to have some people come through. We already have one person in the building, Mrs. Karen. Is that what you want us to call you? Okay. You ain't got no nickname. You ain't got no other name you go by?
Karen is fine.
Karen is fine. No. How you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. I'm blessed.
Yes, thank you. You're blessed. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for coming through the building on our show. We are happy to have you. By the way, is there anything you would like to address today? Like maybe something going on in the world, like something you may want to go get off your chest? Because a lot of times I do shows, I want people to be able to share and talk about things they may have on their chest, but nobody really addressing. But is there anything that you may have on your chest or something you would like to discuss before we get started? Because I have an icebreaker as well too. But is there something like, man, I be thinking about why is this or why this is happening? But do you have anything on your mind that you've been thinking about?
No, we can actually jump right into the icebreaker. That's fine.
Okay, okay, let me see. Where my icebreaker at? Let me get my icebreaker real quick. I would think you got something, a lot of times the women can teach us something too, Let's see, where'd I put my icebreaker? Hold on real quick. Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go. And maybe the other ladies, by the time they come on, we'll have that as well too for them. Okay, here you go. Let me just share my screen. Okay, you can see it, right?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay.
I seen my mom come up, and I seen how my mom did my dad. And after they broke up, I seen guys come in and out my house. And I saw some guys that I was like, yo, he actually a good dude. Mm-hmm. But me and my brother said, yo, we like him. Mm-hmm. But the ones that was like put their foot down and was trying to make moves, my mom got rid of them. It was the ones that wanted to do what she wanted to do and didn't take control of the household.
That's what she was used to.
She was used to that. I seen my mom come up.
Now, before I ask you the question, can you see the women's faces?
I can't really see their faces, no.
You can't see their faces, but it seemed like it seemed like when he was discussing the way his mother was, it seems like, the women will respond to it, but they won't engage or show that they're, how empathetic or sympathetic they can be. So what I want to ask you is, in society, a lot of times we talk about people who broken, we talk about healing, we talk about mental health, but in reality, do women actually care about broken men and their experiences? Like, do you believe that women actually are attracted to broken men and their experiences?
Women are definitely attracted to broken men. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of women actually are trauma bonding with men. And so they don't want someone who's gonna, who's masculine, who's gonna
Uh-oh. Did you get a call? L, is that my side or is that Karen? Did something happen? Is that my side or is that? Can y'all hear me still? It's Karen? Okay, we may have to wait for Miss Karen. But I don't think, man, I really don't think that a lot of women are, hold on, let's see. Here come Lady J.
Hey, what's up, Ali?
Hey, Lady J, what's going on? I think something happened. Miss Karen got to restart her phone. Did you see the video I just played?
No, I just hopped in here.
Okay, I'm gonna play the video real quick. Okay, this you just got right. You got right on time for the icebreaker. Okay.
And I seen how my mom did my dad. And after they broke up, I seen guys come in and out my house. And I saw some guys that I was like, yo, he actually a good dude. Mm-hmm. But me and my brother said, yo, we like him. Mm-hmm. But the ones that was like put their foot down and was trying to make moves, my mom got rid of. It was the ones that wanted to do what she wanted to do and didn't take control of the household.
That's what she was used to.
She was used to that. I seen my mom.
So the first question I was asking, because it seemed like the ladies weren't as engaged when you're talking about a certain, when men are talking about their experiences, or even when we talk about broken men. Like, do you think that women are actually attracted to broken men and the men who express their hurt? Like, do you think they're actually sympathetic to it? Are the women attracted to these men who are broken or hurt?
I think women have a savior complex, and that's just, how women were raised to be this type of person that accepts a man, for bare minimum. So I think that's the issue with women. We've just been conditioned this way over time.
But do you think they actually have a savior? Okay, Karen, did you get a call? Uh-oh, you crackling, snap, crackling, and popping. Let me see if I can fix that. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it.
It sounds better now on mine.
Yeah, I think you're good now. I think I fixed it. I know a little magic tricks that can fix that. Okay, so you think that women have savior complexes, Lady J?
I do.
But okay, so can you give a little bit context of why you think they have savior complexes? Because a lot of times what we hear from women is they don't want no brokies. They don't want to deal with men who don't already have their things together. We see a minority of men they may choose, but for the most part, we see that women are they won't get with these men who they say are broke, and broken.
I mean, they say these things, but who are you actually calling, 2:00 in the morning when you leave the club? You're calling sneaky link. These are not men that are providing for you. Men are just satisfying sexual needs. Mm-hmm. I don't see a lot of women just matching the same energy that they have, as far as what they say versus their actions. So I do feel as though women are choosing the men who don't fully provide, the men who are emotionally unavailable, struggling in other aspects, whether, it's substance abuse, addiction, spirituality. I don't really see women, at least in my circle, where I'm from, because granted, I am in Baltimore, so a lot of people here, grew up in poverty, and that's, all they really knew. So they never really got out of that mindset that, it's more things out here. So they kind of settle for people within the community.
Okay. I'm gonna get back to that. Miss Karen, how about you? What do you see? Do you think these women actually care about broken men and broke men?
They definitely care about them because they're the people that they're actually dating. So social media will lead people to believe that everyone is out here chasing this high value man. But a lot of times that's what they're portraying on social media, not what they're actually doing in reality. Because that's why you have women going to see men in prison. You have women who are dating men who don't have jobs. You have women who are dating men with like 6 different baby moms. So like, I do believe they're portraying that that's not what they want, that's not what they're dating, but in reality, a large percentage are actually dealing with broke and broken men who are not available emotionally for a relationship, but they're also probably not available for what they're looking for.
So, okay, but if they, why are they choosing these type of men if they say they're looking for righteous and orderly men? What would make a woman choose a man she'd have to put together, she'd have to fix, she'd have to help heal? If women are saying they're attracted to men who already established and who already have their things together, why are sisters still dealing with this type of men?
I think that it's the proximity. If these are men that are, reaching out to them, pursuing them, these are the men that they choose. Women don't necessarily approach a man and say, "Hey, I want to get to know you." They kind of just sit around and wait to see, who they like the most. And if that person is attractive, if he's charismatic, anything like that, he can kind of get past those red flags that he may have. Like, yeah, he may not have a car, but he'll come around and put gas in your tank and clean your car out for you. Like, try to do other things to make up for what he lacks. But then he ends up getting comfortable just like anyone else. And that's when women start to see he doesn't really, have himself together the way that I thought he did in the beginning. Or she sees that, he just has a lot of excuses with him. He's not really ambitious. He's not self-driven. I'm taking care of more things than he does. And that's where the resentment comes in, because otherwise women wouldn't be complaining about these type of men if they were choosing better.
Well, that's what I be thinking. Like, a lot of times you hear women be like that when they deal with these men, they believe they can change them. He'll love them more because she helped them, and they can build this man to being loyal. But then you'll lose interest in him for the same reason that you got him. And especially if this man does actually get on his feet, she'll start feeling threatened by him, or then she'll start being insecure if she no longer feel like she can control this man anymore as well too. Especially when you hear sisters say, we grew apart. But a lot of times if this man gets back on his feet and he knew you weren't with him for the right reasons and you only liked him because you was attracted to him, you really went there to build with him. Like, a lot of times those men will grow apart from their sisters as well too if they knew you loved them for the wrong reasons. I just can't for the life of me understand how women keep getting with the man that they like and leave them for the same reason that they like them, or they'll deal with the man that they don't like and convince themselves that they like them and lie to themselves to stay with these men, but then we'll blame the men. Because I like Lady J and you and Karen, I believe y'all probably got a lot of men that probably be in your DMs. There's a lot of men in the street that probably want to talk to y'all, might come up to y'all, might be afraid to talk to y'all, but you have an abundance of option of men that you can pick from. And what we'll say is a lot of times sisters may not be able to get the men that they want, but I believe y'all can still get the man you want as well too. But a lot of times the sisters aren't prepared for those type of men as well too. The man that puts expectations on you, the man who got standards, the man that holds you to a certain expectation are the ones sisters typically got, issues with, versus a man who go, "Hey, Karen and Lady J, I don't care what you do. I don't care who you talk to. I don't care how you dress." That makes a woman feel more empowered. So I just don't understand how a lot of sisters can get with and leave a man for the same reason they got him. That's the part that I don't understand. If you built this, if you're getting with this man and you're building him up, why do you resent him later for fixing him?
I think it goes over time, because when you're building a man up, you think, okay, eventually he'll be able to do things for himself, or he'll be motivated to want better. He sees me, he'll want to get a job. If I take care of the bills now, eventually he'll start to help out too. But that's not what happens. The men just get comfortable with providing the bare minimum. And that's why I end up resenting them in the long run. Because it's like, I'm doing all of these things to help you win, and you're still choosing to be stagnant.
Now, what you about to say, Karen?
So I think there's a lot of different reasons. I think initially they got into the relationship based off of chemistry instead of compatibility. So, okay, he might have made you feel good in that moment because you were desperate and lonely. So, you felt good about the situation. But as time progresses, maybe they realize they're not actually really even compatible. So they're building up this man so that they don't be alone out of desperation. And then when nothing's changing, now there's like, oh, this is not actually what I wanted. So they didn't go into it. Are we aligned? Do we have the same moral values? Do we want the same thing out of life? They tried to fix a man as if he was a child. Instead of going out there and getting the man that they claim they wanted, they just settled for the one who approached them. And so they wouldn't be lonely. It's cold out right now,
But if you actually like, exactly, that's a whole nother, right? It's cuffing season. You're a trip. But if you actually like somebody, why do you try to change somebody you actually like? I don't understand. If like women always say, women want men to love them for who they are, but then they want to change men. Why do you put so much energy into try to change who this man is instead of following the man you say is your leader, instead of following this man you supposed to be righteous? Why do women put so much energy in having to try to change the men that they get with if they say that they want leaders?
So I don't think a lot of women don't qualify for what they want. From my perspective. So the guy who's a leader is going to have certain standards. And they're not going to bend those standards because men are more logical than emotional. So they may not bend those standards, and she doesn't meet those standards. So they go where they feel like, oh, I'm appreciated here, even though he doesn't meet her standards. So instead of, building herself up to actually, quote unquote, qualify for the man that she actually wants, she just settles. She settles. And when you settle, it's always going to be an issue.
No, but what I'm asking is, why do so many sisters keep trying to change a man if they want a leader? Like if you want a leader and you're getting with a man and you desire this man, why do you try to change a man that you say you like? And why do you try to change a man when you say he's the leader?
I think she wants to see him at his full potential. It's like he's those positive attributes, but she knows, okay, if he didn't go through so much that he went through maybe as a child or later on in life, then he would be the perfect man. If he, just went out and got up, like, this man would be the total package for me. So I don't know if it's like the men are just settling for whatever is out there, and then once the woman helps build up, they're going after the woman they really want. It's really hard to tell because these type of people are out there, but I don't know if anybody ever really asked these type of questions like, what are y'all like doing together? Like, do you plan on being together long term, or y'all just roommates? Like, what is your actual intentions with these relationships?
True, but a lot of times. Okay, go ahead, Karen.
So Ali, I really don't think the women who want leaders and who are with men who are leaders are actually trying to change those men. They're trying to change men who they want to be a leader. It's not the ones who are already leaders, because a leader, a guy who's already a leader, he's already stable. He's already moving with intention. So she can't change him. She can't fix him. He's already fixed. But they're trying to change men who aren't leaders. They're trying to change men who they aren't already aligned with. So the ones that they are trying to fix and change aren't the same ones that are already leaders.
But that's what I'm saying. But
if
what
you
is
try to change and fix him, you don't respect him already as a leader, because the man is supposed to be the lead.
But what is a lead? Like, so it seems like a lot of times a leader to a woman is a guy that's benefiting her. It's a guy that she can get to cooperate with her. It's a guy that she can get to care about what she desires. What is a leader? Like, to me, like, I was raised in a household where I saw a man love a woman and a woman love a man, and she wanted to be wherever that man was. My mom left her entire country to come be with wherever my dad was. And she loved him regardless of in his good times. She loved him in his bad times. She loved him when he wasn't leveling up. She loved him when he leveled up. So she desired to be with that man. It seems like a lot of times, like the expectation of a man is to do what the women wants. That's why a lot of times, and even in my family, I can hear women go, "Hey man, he not ambitious enough." I feel like we're growing apart because she wants him to make more money, but I never see expectations and standards of a woman having to be better for a man ever in these relationships where you got to cook more, you got to have sex more, you got to be kinder, you got to be more gentle, you got to be a better mother, you got to be a better wife. You never hear that from men. It's like men are typically asking for like just peace from women, where women are going, I need more from you. Like, you're good where you at, but you need to be better. You need to improve. You need to progress 24/7 instead of the sister having peace with this man that she picked. So what actually is a leader to y'all? Both of you. That's the question to you and Lady J. What is a leader to you?
A leader, and that's spiritually grounded. He lead his family in the right path.
I'm just going to refresh real quick because they say my screen lagging. Y'all keep answering. You keep going.
Okay. I also believe that a leader is a man, that builds generational wealth in his family. So he either delegates or he already has a plan in place of, how we're going to build a strong legacy, for our family. I think that a leader is able to give what's the word I'm looking for? I really do think that leaders, they're just able to have order wherever they are, whether it's at work or at home. It's just a certain level of trust and respect that they have, where people can follow their lead. They're not questioning if his decision making is flawed. He's not someone that's flighty. He's someone that keeps his word. He's doing his business. I think women are looking for male energy. They want someone that has those traditional qualities as well, as far as a protector and a provider. And that's what makes them look like good leaders too. That okay, they can withstand their households. They make you feel safe around them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say.
But
Yeah.
But what man? So okay, Karen, is that that's your answer too?
It's along those lines, very similar, yes.
Doesn't the leader determine what a leader is? Like sisters sisters are gonna tell us what a leader is, right? To them. But doesn't the leader determine what the leader is and what makes a man?
Oh, a man definitely determines what makes
right.
a man. But a woman can decide what type of man she wants to lead her. Like, she could say, okay, I don't like his leadership, so that's not the one.
That's true. But what we coming to see, a woman doesn't actually demonstrate if she loves you until you say no. It ain't the fact that I say yes to you. It ain't the fact that I say okay to you. It ain't the fact that I take you where you want to go. We do all the things you want to do. It's the moment I go, Karen, no.
Well, that's not real love.
See,
that's not real love.
But
what's not real love when I say no?
No, I'm saying no, nothing.
Oh, I'm about to say.
Oh my God!
My love for you. If you can't tell if I love you until you say no, I never loved you to begin with.
No. You can't. You missed the whole entire point. Things don't get rocky until I say no. Things don't get rocky until you get into your feelings, right? So are you saying what I'm saying? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying that's not love. If you tell me no, and now all of a sudden,
okay,
you're not my leader. I'm not listening to
you.
Shit like that. That's not love.
But do we not?
That's not love.
But that's what typically
I might have just benefited from what you were providing.
Yes, but you realize that's what typically happens in relationships, and y'all might not say it on here right now, but I bet a lot of your relationships typically happen when you desire something and he says no, and it makes you feel some type of way.
Honestly, I haven't really experienced much of that.
So nobody tells you no, do they? Y'all not used to
Not
Lady
really,
J, and you ain't
because
used to a man saying no to y'all, are y'all? See what I'm talking about? Man,
no,
that's
because
crazy.
the thing is, because if I'm providing you everything that you want from me, you just don't have a reason to say no unless it's illogical. Because I mean, if it's not always logical, then yes, there may be a no. But for anything logical, it's like, oh yeah, sure.
What's that? Give me. So you see what you did. You're picking what something's logical or illogical. For like we always say this.
No,
I
because
don't,
men are
I don't, I
logical.
don't, I don't have to explain my yes to you. Like when I say yes to you, you don't go, why is it yes? Explain to me, baby, why you telling me yes right now. Matter of fact, why do you say yes to whatever I ask you? You don't ask for explanation. But as soon as a man says no, you need an explanation.
I
And I'm
don't.
sure Lady JB, I could tell Lady JB, like, why is it a no? Like, why is it no today? Like why we can't go where I want today? Why we can't eat where I want today? Like typically in relationships, I would think most men are saying yes to their woman. The problem is when he says no, that's the issue. That's all I'm saying. We get to see how you really feel about us and what the relationship is really made out of when we start saying no to you.
I mean,
Especially if it's consistent. Like if y'all say no, like, okay, I'll give you an example. Lady J, you and your man having a great night tonight. He want to be intimate. You go, no, that ain't about to end the relationship. Matter of fact, you could say no twice in that week. That ain't about to end the relationship.
not even.
I'm never saying no.
Oh, that's stop the cap.
I'm not.
Jesus. All right, God.
That's
Okay.
not cap.
All right. We had a lady come on here the other day, said that she had sex with her man every day for 2 years. Every day for 2 years. Do you think that's cap or you believe that?
It's possible.
Jesus.
I don't
Yeah, there's a
time.
Okay.
Like a lot of things that you deal with in life. Who got time to be doing that every single night?
Okay.
Please.
Look, Lady J say, who got time? See what I'm saying? Look, Karen. Now, look, Karen. You said that's possible, Lady J. Who got time for all that? Ain't nobody got time for all that.
I'm saying you might have time for that, but I don't know. I feel like as an adult, if you're working, kids, cooking, cleaning up around the house, dealing with other things, you don't have time for that. You're not always in the mood.
You must be crazy.
they might be having like a 5-minute quickie in the
that's the
morning.
point. So that's the point. When a man is crazy about his woman, he wants to go all the time. And the woman may be like, God dang, listen, I'm tired. I don't feel like it today. But do you think a man is feeling good when he has to go to work every morning? You think a man feel good if he got to work on a car? You think the man feel good when he got to cut the grass? You think the man feel good when he got to pay the bills? Do you think a man feel good for doing all those things? Or he does what he needs to do for you no matter how he feels? If you don't feel like it, shouldn't you still go, man, I don't feel like doing that, but okay, come on.
Situation, if my husband is saying, look, this is what I want, then yeah, I'm going to do that. But I'm not going to go out my way to do something if I don't feel like it.
Okay. So you're not going to go out your way if you don't feel. So if you don't just feel like it, it's no.
Right. But if he asks me directly or say like, look, I would like you if you could do X, then yeah, I'm going to do it for him.
But isn't that his core needs? If a man is asking you to be intimate and you're asking him not to be cheating and dealing with multiple women, if he was single, he could just go get it from somebody else when you say no, right?
I don't say no, though. I'm usually, in the mood more than he is. So
y'all, boy, we keep running all the women that come on this panel. So you the second one, right? Most of the women that come on these panels say that y'all be in the mood more than the man be in the mood. Like, I don't know where y'all live and existing, like where all these women have said they always in the mood more than the man. Like men, but they all say men always want sex. Where are these men y'all meeting where y'all want more sex than the men y'all say are created to want sex?
That's a good question. I mean, I think it really just depends on your level of satisfaction with your partner. If you're really satisfied, you're going to want a lot more than somebody else who's not.
So the woman, if she's not being satisfied, she probably wanted less.
Oh no, a woman who is not satisfied, she is not going to be, I need this, touch me here, do that. No, she'd rather go hide in the bathroom.
Right. But that's my point still. If a man's not satisfied with the behaviors of his woman or the consistency of his woman, he's still going to do his job, right? Typically.
Yeah, I would say typically.
So if she's not satisfied by her man, she should still be putting it down and doing her job, right? That's my main point. If you're in a relationship, you should always, there should be not a time where you take off for duty or your responsibility if you're in a relationship, correct? Or you need to get out that relationship.
That's why, you have to be a certain type of person to be able to have that type of pressure in a relationship. Some people are more selfish and they don't want to feel like they're constantly, you know, catering to a man's needs. They don't want to feel like, oh, I have to cook every night or I got to do his laundry. I got to him. I have to keep up with myself. I gotta, make sure I'm doing everything for the kid. That's a lot of pressure for most. That's why a lot of people just say, I would be
Oh
happy
my
to
God.
So do you think that's that woman don't need to probably be in a relationship, do she?
no.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying? If that's a lot of pressure, if going out ain't pressure, if going to the club ain't no pressure, if breaking it, if spreading it or breaking it down for a man ain't pressure, if doing what you want to do ain't pressure, why does it become pressure? Why does it become burdensome and an inconvenience when you have to do something for a man or a child? It seems like a lot of these women, when they get to having to finally have a responsibility towards their women, their children, it becomes burdensome, a burden to them, and it becomes an inconvenience. I think a lot of people that wanted relationships all of a sudden, or families all of a sudden, want to have a change of heart and don't know what to do about it. Do
yeah,
y'all think a lot of these women are equipped for what they're asking for today?
equipped
No.
for
The skills,
So
the resilience, the experience,
I
the
feel like
actual
a
passion
lot
and love.
of
Like I'm gonna give you an example. When I walking out the door and my kid is crying or saying, "Dad, where you going?" I can't wait to get back to my kid. I can't wait to get back to do for my kid. I love doing for my woman. It's my passion. I love doing for my family. Like
yeah,
it gives me a high. But I also was raised a certain way where I saw a mother and father love each other and invest in each other and reciprocate love, and they valued each other. They didn't put their feelings above their relationship or the connection or the relationship they had with each other, right? But what I see now is that when a woman is inconvenienced, she finds an excuse for why she doesn't want to do it, whether it's she's overwhelmed, whether it's postpartum, whether she's going through mental health, whether she's jaded, where a man has to always be a real man, no matter what I'm going through, no matter if I lost all my family members, no matter if I lost my leg, I still got to be providing. I still got to be working. I got to still show up as a man every single day, where a lot of sisters can make the excuse of why they don't show up.
well, postpartum is a form of depression, though.
You
So
pick that. That's what you picked, Lady J. You picked that one out of what I said.
that's too, because I think that was a misconception, to say that's an excuse or something like that. That's an actual mental illness that a woman is dealing with. Her whole brain chemistry changes.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's something more so like baby blues, like that's usually what I think people get the two terms mixed up. Like baby blues, okay, that's somebody that, is just feeling down, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
looking at their body differently. They feel a little overwhelmed.
Right.
Depression
Yeah.
is like you're having thoughts about other things like harming
But
you.
it's associated with a child. So, Lady J,
Mm-hmm.
it's associated with a child.
Right.
It like what you see typically is they not tired nowhere else. Like nothing else is making them tired but this child. And I'm gonna tell you something I talked about with my boy the other day. Men perpetually go through suffering 24/7 where their feelings aren't addressed, their mental health aren't addressed. If they're broken, it's not addressed. If they're overwhelmed, it's not addressed, because we're made and we're taught by society that we have to take on all that burden. So no matter what my kids are going through, no matter what my woman is going through, I have to always be there for her, and I have to protect them from what I'm going through. And sometimes it's disrespectful when sisters are asking men to be vulnerable and communicate when it's used against them. So you shouldn't even want to know all the dark parts about what's going on with your man, because he protects you from it. So you always feel like that's your king, that's your protector, that's your God. You get what I'm saying?
Been to women to the point where they're,
They're like, ooh,
hysterically boohoo. I think that's what you have other men for. Because when you open yourself up like that in front of a woman, now she's questioning this man,
yes.
be a strong protector for me? You know, can he be the, it's like the foundation for our family? If something that happened to him 5, 6 years, that's one thing that I noticed about, my father growing up is he never let anyone see him cry,
Yes, I agree, right? But should it be that way? Like think about what I'm saying. We are going through hardships every single day, right? As soon as a sister has a mental breakdown, going through her period, and like I said, I'm not going to keep bringing up the postpartum, right? But there's so many things that women have that are bringing up to the table to why they justify why they can't show up for their man and their children. But there's nothing we can choose. There's nothing that I can say, hey, Lady J, hey, I'm going through this today, so I can't pay the bills today. Or Karen, I'm feeling some type of way. I don't feel like protecting you today. I don't feel like providing for you today. Hey, Carmen, I don't feel like hearing all that stuff you're going through today. I don't feel like you coming from your job and venting to me about what Lisa did to you and what she was doing in HR and how they mistreat you and not doing their job. Like, we always showing up for you. Like, we always into what you're saying. It's a lot of times when you see the communication going back and forth, where a lot of sisters aren't as engaged as they would like their men to be. That's all I'm saying. Like, men don't have a lot of people to talk to but their boys. Shouldn't your woman be your number one therapist? Shouldn't she be your number one fan? Shouldn't she be the person you go to and come to when you're going through a hard day's work and you come to there go my baby. She wraps her arms around, like, and Lady J, it don't mean I gotta express myself to you, right? It don't mean that I have to shed tears to you, but shouldn't you already know what your man is already going through, and you should already have an abundance of love and joy when he walks through the house? Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying he should come to you and vet, but I think he should come to you and be able to come to a place where he has solace and peace from a woman that values and appreciates all the things he's doing to maintain the household and maintain your relationship. And I think maybe that women were supposed to learn that from their mothers and society too, but society don't teach where you're supposed to be sympathetic or empathetic or consoling to your man. He shouldn't have to express to you what he's going through, but you should already know, just like he knows he's supposed to pay the bills, just like he knows he's supposed to take care of you, just like he knows he's supposed to cater to you and support you as well too. That ain't something we got to talk about. So why does he have to tell you the time? Like, and that's what I'm saying. Y'all might not be like that on this panel, right? Y'all might be taking care of your man, but you should know if your man ain't getting enough sex. You should know if you're not cooking your man a meal. You should know if you're not catering to your man or being his peace. You get what I'm trying to say?
I do get what you're saying. I just think a relationship, people are lacking in a lot of areas because, like you said, they just these things growing up. Men weren't taught that you need to be a provider by any means. So whatever you have to do to make enough money to take care of your family, that's just what you have to do. Nowadays, a lot of men are just saying, let's just split the bills down the middle. I don't make a lot of money, but, I make with my half. You can come up with half. I can put in a little extra on, the cable bill. And I think women, are starting to resent their men because they see other women, online that maybe, to push new cars, like this lifestyle and these things. You're trying to figure out, well, what is stopping this man from doing the same thing that they're doing on Instagram?
Right. Lady J, restart your side real quick.
Sorry.
Refresh your side real quick because it's breaking up a little bit. Is that you? Who clicked? Hold on.
I don't know. Do I sound clear?
Yes, you sound clear.
Okay, so I want to say something. So I think back to what you were saying, I think a lot of times, okay, the man is going to do what the man has to do. And a lot of women are masculine women. They were raised in single parent households where they seen their mom do everything. So, that's how they developed that, oh, maybe I can do it by myself, but if I have somebody do it with me, I can take a day off or whatever it is. So they just continued that same narrative, and they didn't learn how to be a feminine woman where, you know, they're nurturing, they're providing peace, they're providing an outlet for him, a safe space, you know, and they're doing what it is he needs, whether that's cooking, cleaning, having sex, or whatever. So I think a lot of women weren't raised to be feminine, so they're not doing those things. Whereas you have people who seen it demonstrated, or daughters who were raised to be wives, they're going to act differently.
But you see how that's the conversation typically. When you were talking about the healing, it's typically understanding for why women don't do what they do, where men will get labels for not doing what they do. So we were talking about men not being able to take care of his household, or being able to pay his bills, or he's living with his mama and daddy. That's a bum. That's a brokey. That's not a real man. But when we come to what women aren't doing, fulfilling their responsibilities, we'll justify it and go, oh, she didn't have a mama. She didn't have a daddy. She didn't have somebody teach her how to be that way. But women are getting their degrees. Women are becoming entrepreneurs. Women are becoming proficient in all the things that they want to learn. Women are getting in the military. You know, women can go to church every Sunday and make sure they're showing up for God, but they're not learning how to show up for their man. Even when it's being told to you, hey, you still not showing right for me. Like, you're not showing up correctly for me every single day. You need to learn how to show up for your man. And sisters will tell you they're not a monolith, that I will submit to my man and respect my man. And what we see is individually or in general, the sisters aren't respecting and cooperating with the man that they choose. They're trying to change that man to be the perfect man they want for them. And soon as they get a guy that they can lead, soon as they become the decision maker, soon as they get control of that guy, they resent him and they lose respect for him.
I think men are just, I think men are afraid. I think a lot of men out here to talk about their feelings. You should be able to confide in a woman, but I think a lot of men have a little bit of fear, because as soon as you show that vulnerable part.
Hey, Karen, it was you, Karen, not Lady J. Refresh real quick, Karen. Refresh. Yeah, just refresh real quick. It wasn't Lady J. I thought it was Lady J. My bad, Lady J.
No, you're good. But I do think that you have to look at who you're talking to when you open up like that, because think about that person in your family that you know is messy. They run their mouth a lot. That's not the person that you're going to go to.
You need to watch out for that, because I don't talk. I learned this the hard way. I don't talk to my friends about my marriage at all. And I learned that the hard way, because what happened was I confided in somebody that I shouldn't have confided in. And it was, I forgave them. You know, we moved on. And she didn't. I forgave my husband and we're happy. And then I, confiding in her, bringing up our problems. They're like, well, I don't know why you took him back after all of that. I wouldn't. So I think men are just afraid, because some women would throw this thing in their face. Like,
you still cracking, Karen?
I'm still?
Karen is not you.
Oh. Yeah, so I think men don't like to confine.
Yeah, just refresh. But what do you think men are afraid of, Carmen?
I think men are a little hesitant, not afraid. I think hesitant to show vulnerability, and to show that they're hurting or verbalize it, because it can be weaponized against them. Like, if you tell me something and you confide in me, and then we mad at each other and just be like, yeah, that's why you was crying like a little bitch the other day. Like, you shouldn't do that. I think men are afraid to do that. That's a little hesitant. I mean, I know with my situation, it's hard. It's hard. Like, sometimes I know when something's bothering him, because he gets really quiet. He gets quiet. He gets, into his own head. You can literally see it in him. So I know, I'm like, all right, let me step away. Let him do what he wants to do. When he wants to tell me, when he wants ready to talk, then he tells me. So I had to learn that too, because I'm the type of person where, what's wrong? What's this? Well, tell me, what's the matter? Tell me. He's like, yo, I don't want to talk about it right now. So I'll talk about it later. Good. So it's hard. I think it's hard. And to answer with Lady J, it shouldn't be 50-50. Marriage is not, marriage is either 100. Yeah, that's why it's called better or for worse. Like, you should know, it's if your man don't got it nowadays, if You know, it's not your money or his money. It's our money. It all goes to the same pot. Everything goes to the same pot. So and my man's in sales, so commission goes up and down. So those lean months, yeah, I have to step up with my own job and cover the plate.
So how did you feel about that going into the relationship? Were you prepared for that? Did you have an understanding, or did you have to learn over time that this is your
good now
life?
I learned over time. It was something with him, and I really had to look myself with him and just detach myself. I will do it for this person, you know. And I had to retrain myself. I'm like, okay, this is not the person who's going to hurt me, because he wants the best for me. So why would I not step up and have that understanding, because it's this person? I think a lot of women also project the bad guy onto the good guy. Like, he was not the one who hurt you. He was not the one to do that. I would do that for him, not for any other random. Yeah.
Contributing factors. I think women also look at the dynamic of the relationship. Is this person doing everything for me to feel comfortable doing something outside of my normal scope, you know, financially? Because, you know, I think women, you know, are naturally hypergamous. So when they are put into these situations where, okay, we're married now, this isn't an ordinary situation, you know, we're together, you know, for life. So if out of nowhere, you know, he's having a bad quarter, he you know, doesn't have, you know, his money to cover the bills, you have to step in. I think women are also looking at every other factor. Is he being faithful? Is he you know, grateful of what I'm doing to help? You know, does he feel entitled? Is he you know, in a way, essentially, like, is he kissing my ass? Like, is he doing enough for me to make me feel like I would want to come out of my pocket? Or does he need to be doing a little bit more for me to feel comfortable?
I would do anything in a relationship. I didn't just did this because we're married. How are you supposed to get married if you don't show these qualities to him? If you don't show him that, hey, when I'm down, I'm not just an ATM. When I'm down, will she be there, still with me, still rocking with me? That's how you get there.
I agree with that. I do.
Yeah, that's how you get there. And you should want to do at least things too. Don't feel entitled, but you should want to do this thing. It shouldn't be a burden. Like, it makes me happy. It makes me feel good. It makes me happy knowing that he is in a home to de-stress. I don't look at it as a chore. And vice versa, him too. He wants to do these things for me. He wants to protect me. He wants to pay the bills. Like, he wants to do those things.
And you should be giving the best of yourself to a guy that at least is giving the best of himself to you too. You know, how does a guy even know if you like him enough, if you'll be prepared to be in a relationship? And the worst part of it is we don't give our best selves to 304s. We give our best self to the woman we're in a relationship. And what happens that it perplexes us is that the woman gets worse in the relationship, where she was the best woman. She was trying to benefit you the best and outperforming all the women when you were single, and she wanted to be your woman. But as soon as she becomes your woman, her brain gets cloudy. She forgets how to maintain you. That's the part that we don't understand, where a man still tries to do his best to keep the woman that he loves and out compete you as well too, and trying to perform for you, where the woman goes, hey, now that he's doing the best for me, I could just ride this out. But you get too lazy and content as women. And I don't know if y'all, I'm not saying y'all are like that, but in general, women get lazy in the relationships. And that's how typically they either lose their men or they leave their men when they get lazy, and the man responds to it by becoming distant. And then she leaves the guy when she doesn't get the same performance from that man. What you about to say? Karen, make sure you.
I just want to say,
a question for
I want to get in.
Hold on real quick. So let Truth go in, and then Lady J ask you a question.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, y'all. Appreciate you bringing me up.
Good morning, my brother.
Future has a song about what you just said, Ali. It's BITCH. Don't get too comfortable, because the majority of times women get in a relationship and they lag off, and they look at relationships and marriage as a retirement plan. where basically they don't have to do what their grandmother did. They don't have to cook and clean like that. They can basically kick their feet up and basically have a resort type lavish lifestyle. And I wanted to comment on, I didn't see who said it, but someone said men are scared of marriage. But I wanted to point out, we're not scared of marriage. We're scared of divorce, and we're cautious about marriage, because if you can understand the laws, the government knows exactly what they're doing. In China, they passed a law where whatever you came in with is what you're going to leave with. Their divorce rate automatically, it wasn't even up, but it automatically started going down. In Tennessee, when they have 50-50 custody, they just implemented that where the children, it's 50-50 right off the muscle, 20% divorce rate going down. So it's not that men are scared. Men are on game today. We're on game. These podcasts and whatnot been going on for years. Men are on game. We're not paying for something that that is not cost beneficiary to us, and we're not afraid of marriage. We're afraid of divorce because the laws basically make it so that a woman can wake up, change her mind, and
But you can still have that though.
a man was working for. No,
You can
you
still
can't.
have that. It's a prenup. You sign a prenup. Prenups are not just for rich people.
Ma'am,
Hold on real
please,
quick. Hold on
please.
real quick.
Prenups are 70% thrown out the window whenever she says I was emotionally under duress or whatever interjection she wants to bring up, and that's thrown out the window because the state understands it benefits them if the prenup is not in there as well. So women can say prenuptial when the basis of it is to change the laws. How about we change the law where what you come in with is what you leave with, especially since women say they're earning so much and have all this money with all their careers. Why do they still want to be like the women before feminism came and still benefit when they're the ones who say that they're earning so much money? It's a big contradiction, and we see through the BS, man. We're not stupid. That's the thing that in landing, women, y'all got to understand. We're not the stupid, willing to be stepdaddies, servant simps that, some people were 20, 15 years ago before this knowledge is out. Y'all need to understand, microphones and camera, y'all talk too much, gave up the game, and we start comparing notes. And women still think that they're smarter than men. Y'all are only smarter than men when men are thinking with the wrong head. But when we're thinking with this right here, we run laps around y'all. We develop the world. I land.
Karen, you ain't go ahead, Karen.
I just wanted to make a correction. A lot of the high earning women are single. They're not married. That's some part I wanted to say. They're not the ones who are saying what he said because they're not married.
Right. So, but what happens is when women start making money. So when we make money, we want to have a family. We want to have children. The data shows that men with money are having the most kids. A lot of times when men aren't educated, they don't have enough finance. They don't want to have children. It shows that when women don't have money, they end up having children because it'll help them get finances. They believe it'll help them get finances and assistance. Where a woman, if she becomes a high earner and more educated, she's less likely to need a man or want a family. That's the part that doesn't make sense, is what he's addressing as well too, with the implementation of feminism. A man is told to build yourself up to take care of a family, and a woman is told to build up herself so you can take care of yourself. That's the problem.
And those high earning women, they're not happy. I don't care what they say on the internet. Yeah, big boss, I'm a big bitch. I travel. I don't want to have burning. They are unhappy. They're unhappy. Once they go on the bed alone, coming home to a very nice house, big ass house, and there's nobody there but your dog and cat greeting you. No, that's why they get so mad. And especially now, Christmas time. Watch everybody get mad if people posting their little family pictures with pajamas, and they're the ones that by themselves. Bitter as hell.
Hey, I'm gonna check back in. I'm finna drive to the house. I'll holler at y'all in a minute.
Okay, family. I'll see you later. No, you're absolutely right. Go ahead, Karen. You don't be getting too quiet now.
I'm sorry. What was what was the last question?
What Carmen made a statement. Carmen, can you make that last statement so she can respond?
Oh yeah, I said these high earning women.
Oh no. I agree with that.
They're miserable as hell because, and they want a family because that's naturally, that's what you want to do as a woman. That's just in us.
Yes, but what? Yes, go ahead, Karen. So address that.
Yeah. So no, I actually agree with what Carmen said because I personally know a lot of women, they're hitting 40s and realizing They didn't have any kids. They haven't been in serious relationships. And, you know, now it kind of is humbling to them because they realize everything that, you know, they went after the career to make all the money, but that's not what actually made them happy. So I actually agree with what Carmen said.
And you know who I just saw a video on this, Jeannie Mai, because now she's 46. She did a whole little video on Instagram. I don't know if y'all saw it, but she literally was like, what it's like to be a 46-year-old woman divorced twice with a 3-year-old. Like, she miserable as hell. And in that video, she miserable. She said that she was lonely. And that's another thing. I think men are perfectly okay with the fact of dying by themselves. I think men deal with that a lot better than women.
Yes, but the problem is when you're single, you're miserable. When you're in a relationship, you're miserable. When you don't have a baby, you're miserable. When you had the baby, you're miserable. When you ain't got no money, you're miserable. When you got money, you're miserable. There's justification to why you're always miserable. That's what's problematic to a guy. So a lot of guys wake up now and go, okay, who's Carmen going to be today? Who's Karen going to be today? I got to prepare for this. You ain't got to worry about your guy switching up. He's the same guy every single day. He's the same person. So we're just trying to understand what actually makes a woman happy. You know, we're trying to break down the data. We're trying to share our experiences.
You want a whole formula?
We're trying to experiment in the formula.
You want a sugar and spice and everything nice formula like the Pop-Up Girls?
Yes. How do you make you happy? And how do you maintain your happiness? Because we don't know. I could tell you, Carmen and Karen, how to get a man all day long and how to keep him forever. And I can't promise you he may not step out, but I can promise you he'll be.
Okay.
No, because y'all, this is the thing. We take on your PMS. We take on your inconsistency. We take on your laziness. We take on your stubbornness. We take on your mood swings. We take on your PMS. We take on all that stuff. But you don't take on what actually makes a man natural, that make he deal with other women, because he'll deal with her when she's happy and when you're miserable. That, like, polygamy is natural for a certain reason. You know, not only that, let's say you're lazy in the household and you don't want to have sex today. You don't want to cook today. Hey, here's this other woman that's in our house, that's in the house. So when you don't feel like having sex, he'll have sex with her. We don't feel like cooking and cleaning, she can cook and clean. And I know your face can get frowned up upon, but we don't be lazy. We keep doing what we're supposed to do. You don't need 10 men to do what we do.
I think that whole thing with men wanting multiple women or you know, I'm supposed to turn the other cheek when I know what he's out there doing. That's just another excuse. But you just want your cake and eat it too. You want to be single and married at the same time.
How can you stop him? How can you stop him? If the world went back to how it really is and the truth, and the man has a lot of women, how could you stop him?
I will hope that he chooses me for.
I didn't say hope. No, I'm gonna ask you again.
I can't. You're right. I cannot.
How could you outcompete? If I can go get 10 women and I don't have to be with you, right? Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you? That's what women gave men back then, was fidelity. I wasn't supposed to be loyal to you. I wasn't supposed to be monogamous. I can get multitudes of women. So you go, hey man, look, I know you can get a lot of women. I just want your protection. I want your support. I won't deal with no other men. That's what sisters used to do back then. And they used to turn the other cheek, or you wanted to know what he was doing. But men by nature were never monogamous, because women by nature are hypergamous. And for some reason, when you can get a guy to bow down to you, when you can get a guy to get in a relationship, you start resenting him and want somebody else, or think you can replace him because you got him. Somehow you get a notch on your belt and go, dang.
But the whole point is for you to be the one. You shouldn't want to.
No. Hey, Cardinal, have a conversation with me. Have a conversation with me. Stop talking about your benefit. You keep saying you should only want one. Why does a woman's behavior get worse when I make her the one? When you know I got 10 women, if I walk out a facility with 10 women and you see a guy walk out with one woman, you're more attracted to the guy that walked out with 10 women on his arms. You go, ooh, who is that? And then you want him to get rid of all those women. But as soon as he get rid of all those women, your behaviors get worse. Why? Address why that happens. Why are women's behaviors getting worse when the man gets in a relationship? Verse, he gets the best part of you, the best version of you when he's single.
I believe that, and I'm guilty of it too. I believe that women think, well, I'm a woman. In my personal opinion, I think that happens because they don't believe, I'm like, well, he's not going anywhere. Who's better than me? If I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm fucking, I'm doing this, I look good. Why? You ain't gonna leave me. Who's gonna replace me? That I think that's the mentality behind it, and that's a toxic trait because I've been guilty of it too. So,
right.
Being completely honest.
Well, what I'm saying is that if it's not in your nature, if it's not in a woman's nature to maintain it, y'all all deal with this. You get lazy, you get content, and you start thinking he can't get nobody else, and you start losing attraction for him because he only's with you. Don't it make sense for him to have multitudes of women so you stay on your A game? Why don't you care about what benefits your man? Why don't you care about what makes him happy? Why don't you care about his feelings? Why is it that you're okay with being lazy and losing your purpose to your man or your responsibility to your man? That's the part we don't get. If you want to,
you don't lose your purpose and you still out there with multiple women though.
No. Listen to what I'm saying again. Why are women so comfortable doing that to men? Why are women so comfortable forgiving man chaos and laziness in a relationship when he had peace when he was single?
So I think a lot of women want to be chosen. They don't want to be a partner. They don't want to provide what it is he really wants in the relationship. They just want to be chosen. So they want to be picked. They want to go to that guy who has 10 already, but they want to be picked because they probably already felt abandoned, neglected through childhood and everything else. So they just want to be chosen. They don't want to be a partner, because if you want to be a partner, you would be providing him what he needs so that he doesn't even want to go out and do anything else. He doesn't have the time, or even if he does, you don't even notice it because you're providing that space where he can, have emotional stability, where he can be at his best when you're doing the things that he wants in his woman because he's providing. Then you have a partnership and not just, oh, I was chosen, now I can be lazy because I won. Like it's like, a game. Like it's something that has to constantly be worked on.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't realize that.
And that's all. And brother Carl, we'll get to you. That's why I understand why women are asking for monogamy, why women are asking for marriage and commitment when they suck at it. They perfected leaving men. They perfected neglecting men. They perfected manipulating men, but they want us to chase after them to take care of them and commit to them for a woman who constantly changed. But then she projects to say the man changed, but she ignores the part that she changed first, and then he just changed how he maneuvered, but he never stopped doing his core responsibility to his woman. My brother Carl, what's your take, my brother, on the conversation? How you doing, my brother?
What's up, brother? I know it's been a couple of days been trying to get in and hard on my part. I've been listening to a lot of your shows, brother, and my approach is more of a studying, more studying than anything else. I see the key word that's never mentioned in these type of conversations, and which is the core problem for a lot of relationship issues, is interdependency. No one is taught it. Nobody is taught interdependency. If you ask men and women who taught you interdependency, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? Most of them don't even know what it is.
Right.
But it's required because it's like both of you are throwing time, energy, investment into a relationship, and the relationship is above both of you. There's no single person that is won over. It takes both of you to contribute in order for it to exist. Okay? The other part is evolving versus contamination, which is what you were just speaking about. This is what you're taught from your parents. And then when you're out there in the world, you get contaminated by society, by movements, by people's individual perspectives. And that could contaminate a brain cell when you're evolving yourself. Your 25-year-old self is not your 35-year-old self, your 40-year-old self, and so on and so on. So it's a constant movement in your brain, like going to the washing machine or a dryer, and you don't know what's coming out because you're not stabilized, you're not set. And I can blame women on something, but I get more on the guys because a lot of guys, as I always said, is not prepared for the responsibility of a woman. One of the things that I use an example is the average guy don't see their doctor on a regular. The average guy is not checking to make sure he's prepared in contingencies. It's one thing to have money. It's another thing to have plan B, C, and D lined up. So this way, baby, I can't move today. I'm incapacitated. The money on the right in the safe, that takes care of the bills for the next 6 months. A lot of guys are not building towards that when they're choosing. And that's another thing. When we're choosing a woman to be our wife, men are more logical and they're more methodical in their thinkings for the most part. But pick the woman that's willing to wipe the shit from your ass if you're incapacitated. Don't just go for whatever temporary band-aid for the good time at that moment. And the same for women. We're not looking long term. If you look at our history from 97 till now, we stopped looking long term. We're only looking for what's right now. And that's messing us up because we didn't know what was going to happen later on. All right. One of the things one of you ladies said about being happy, right? Being happy single. We all heard from Tracy Ellis Ross trying to be this, oh yeah, I got a fine body and I'm up there in age, but I can still pull it and I'm happy and all of it. Let me tell you something. I don't want to get too deep, but swinger parties still exist. And that's the outlet that a lot of single people like herself, I'm not saying she does, but some of these boss bitches and all of this, they still be going to these swinger parties to get their freak on and then go back and wave the flag of how happy they are because they have an outlet. I'm just
They going to the
sharing
Diddy
that with you.
parties. They going to the Diddy parties.
Hey, Diddy parties was going out before Diddy even existed. So I'm just saying, it's still out there. And this is, like I said, we find ways sometimes to camouflage and make it look like we're good. But deep down, like you said, you're not happy. You're just pacified.
You're not happy. And another
We're
thing,
pacified.
Ali, I think I just thought of it. I think a lot of times too, the reason why we do get lazy, because I've been guilty of it. I don't want to compete my whole damn life, and that's the whole thing with the polygamy. Like I'm your wife already. I shouldn't have to be competing. You're the prize. Men are the prize. Okay, I got my prize. I need to stop competing.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why should I keep running the race?
That got abused, and this is why I said about contamination, right? Islamically, which I'm familiar with, and other things, is more like if you can't afford them, the contamination is these guys want to shout out polygamy, but they got 4 or 5 homeless chicks in their house that they want to sleep with and make baby with or whatever, but they cannot afford. Remember what I said earlier about contingency? You cannot afford to mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and financially take care of each one of these women. You're expecting them to all be your roommates under a flag of polygamy, but you ain't doing nothing but holding your dick in the middle. You're not spending no real bread. They're going out to work and contribute towards the damn bills.
Yes, but the Carmen, what you just said was you're not going to compete for your man, correct? That's what you said. You don't want to keep competing for the man that you got, right?
Yeah, not for the rest of my life.
But women will literally say, men stop dating me. Men change. Men aren't attentive to their needs and concerns as much. If you got your man that way, shouldn't you keep up how you got him?
Yes,
of course.
by doing other things, but not
so-
competing by other.
No. So you
not
competing
to your attention.
to maintain your guy.
I
Hold on, slow
maintain
down.
it, but I don't want to
Slow-
compete it for your.
Slow
attention.
down to get your guy. You outperform the other women. That's how you got him. Just like a man outperformed to you for other men, or you just like them more. Either you like them more than you like other men, or he outperformed other men. And if you're a lucky woman, maybe it's both, and vice versa. Whatever you did to get the person, what you're supposed to do to maintain them. So when you switch up, the guy switches up as well too. So you may not have to compete, or don't want to compete, then maintain the same things you were doing when you got them. You ain't got to worry about competition. But as soon as you become a bum, soon as you become lazy, soon as you become inconsistent, soon as you stop doing those things that you did to get your man, be on the verge of you may possibly lose him, or at least lose his interest, and he may get distance from you. You can't tell him to keep dating you and do the same things he's supposed to do that he got the way that he got you, and now you get to switch up and not do the same things and maintain the same behaviors and the same things you were doing to keep that guy or to get that guy.
But he doesn't have to compete, though. My man doesn't have to compete. With
you missed the point. If you said that, you
missed the point.
Hold on real quick, Carl. Let my brother Big Polly get in there and then we'll open the conversation. Carmen, I have to do the same things that I did to get you, correct?
Yes.
If I stop doing those things, aren't you going to lose interest? You're going to become upset, right? You're going to become concerned first. Hey man, what's going on? Hopefully, did I do something? So we're not necessarily saying you got to compete, but at least compete with yourself. Outperform the lazy woman in you and be the best version of you to be the same woman that got them. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, it's always going to be a competition, because at the end of the day, think of it like a job. If you're asking for a raise and they don't give you a raise, you are going to start looking for another job elsewhere that's paying more money.
But let me read these real quick, man. Let me read these real quick.
It's time for some super chats.
So my sister Wanda is the current sponsor of the show with $35. Shout out to my sister Wanda. Make sure you spam her emoji in the chat, please. She is the current sponsor of the show, and she has also got her emoji 2 shows ago. So make sure y'all spamming my sister Wanda with the $5 super chat. Women gotta love the men for who they are and encourage them to be the best man they can be. Don't become lazy. That's what she said at the end of that. Y'all, it's invisible words that only men can see.
Thank you for the $5. We were all born to be untouchable.
And then my sister Wanda came back with the $10 super chat. My dad was the leader in our house and was the breadwinner when we were young, while my mom went to school and reared us 4 kids, then us 4 kids. Then my mother became the breadwinner, but my dad was still the leader. Oh man, oh man.
We just got $10, kinfolk. You know what that means, right? We back on our feet again. I ain't gonna hold you. Support be healing people.
And then my brother Big Ant 1171 with the $5 super chat. Carmen, how can you be the one for me, but you can't just be the one for yourself and stand out? And then our sister Wanda blessed us with a $20 cash app. Much love to you, my sister, with the $20 cash.
Thank you for the $20. We're starting a nonprofit called Keep the Untouchables Fed. Remember, don't feed the haters.
And don't forget, y'all, please hit the like button. Please make sure you share to your channel. We need more memberships, we need more super chats, and we need more cash apps to hit our goals. But if you can't do that, please at least hit the like button, and please hit the share button at the bottom of the screen to share to your channel so it gets out to the algorithm. If you're on IG, hit me on the DM or come over to YouTube. I'll drop the link as well too if you'd like to be on the show. But much love to everybody that's in the building, everybody who's supporting. And I truly appreciate all the contributions from all the people, especially the panelists who are engaging in the conversation as well too. My brother, Big Polly, what's the word, my brother? Oh, there go your mic. I don't know why everybody mic. Hold on, let me see something. All right, say something. Your audio, there you good now. You good now.
Good. Yeah, what's happening to the panel, man? I was up here just listening to a couple things. I totally agree with what you just said. The last statement that you was making to Shorty. But you know, I'm an advocate for polygamy, or I guess polygyny, whereas a man and multiple wives. And I don't think that money or status or anything has anything to do with it. I just think that if a woman should give her body to a man, that he should commit to her, and multiple women might do that.
Say that woman. You said if a woman gives her body to a man, that the man should commit to her.
Yeah, he should at least have that on the table for her to actually, you know, help her to become a lady at least, or groom her into a wife, rather than having her just to be another body on the streets.
But she should want that for herself, right? I hate bringing the Bible in, but there's some good things in the Bible that a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. She should want to perform for you. She should want to cooperate with you. She should want to be the wife that you're looking for. She should,
especially if she's willing to give her body.
Exactly. So if she's giving up her body without any responsibility or any accountability, that got nothing to do with you. That has to do with her. You get
You're
what I'm
right.
saying? But I do believe that if two people are sharing the bedroom with each other, that they should be open and investing in each other. I think it'll make a better world and get back to the original source and the way we're supposed to maneuver. If I give my body to you, excuse me, you give me your body, I should be committing to you. But we both have to fulfill a responsibility and obligation to each other. I think it make the world a better place again to get back to the way we used to operate originally.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So let me see. Let's go right here. All right. I got another question for y'all. All right, let's go right here. This is where we're gonna go. And it might have a little bit to do with what we were already talking about. Okay.
To be better men, and they're not told to keep a woman. But women are trying to prove that they don't need a man. But it's like the opposite.
Because when we get money so that we can take on dependence. I can have a family, I can have kids. When women get money, it's for your independence. I don't need a man. I don't need this. I can buy my own house. But if you do that, you take away his need. If you got the house, the car, and everything, he has no purpose for that relationship. So he will not have the vigor it takes to make sure that the relationship is abundant, joyous, and in harmony. He doesn't have a joy.
He can provide emotional intelligence.
It don't work like that. You can't tell a man what's intrinsically important to him just because you want it to be important. When you take away, that's why so many successful women are single. That's why. And I'm not saying that their decision was right or wrong. I am saying that they're devoid of being able to pair bond with the kind of man they want. And if they're going to successfully pair bond or have a half a chance at it, they got to date down.
Provide me loyalty. I can finance myself.
A man don't operate like that. If a man is a man, we're natural teachers. So if we're not trying to teach you what we know, we really don't like you. That's the quickest way to steal a man. What does that got to do with loyalty? I just said men don't work like that.
Right.
I started off with that. That platitude means nothing to a man. You can repeat it, regurgitate it, and put it on your picture 3 times and your story, and the man still ain't gonna resonate with, I can buy my own car, give me loyalty. No. Intrinsically, we have to feel needed and necessary to the relationship. You came having everything. You don't listen. You have an.
So you heard the lady said, provide me loyalty and I can finance myself. Is that how women truly operate in reality? Or are women truly able to finance themselves or willing to finance themselves if a man gives them loyalty?
So I'm going to say this because I go back to work. So there are some women who are out there financing themselves, but they usually don't want the man who only just going to provide loyalty, because in our natural biology, men are providers, protectors, leaders, and women are supposed to be, that soft space, more emotional. So when you try to flip the roles, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And you could try to psych yourself out. And that's why a lot of, women who are financing their lifestyle, when they go to settle down, literally settle down, that's what they're doing. They're settling down with someone who is really using them. So they're providing a transactional relationship because he's using her, or they end up just completely single, to be honest, because naturally men want to provide. Like when you provide them with peace, when you show up soft and, comforting, then you don't have to worry about all of the rest of that stuff. You don't have to finance it all yourself. They'll want to show up for you.
I hear that a lot. And for the most part, I don't think people differentiate the difference between struggling and being stable. Just because you can buy your own car and your house doesn't mean you have contingency. Doesn't mean that you have some sort of fallback. And that's what men provide. They provide the fallback so you don't have to go out there. You make your money, put it on the side. I got this. If the car breaks down, don't worry about it. Take the other one. See, this is the difference between how men think of things versus how women are thinking. They're thinking just for the right now. The men are thinking more long term. Some, not all. But that's our design and purpose.
Yeah,
What you about to say, Polly?
I think the reason why a lot of women are willing to totally finance a man's life that he remain loyal is because deep down in their souls they have what I call penis envy. The penis has been long time seen as a symbol of power. That's why religious symbols like the obelisk exist today, even in Washington, D.C. And I think that when women have power and control over someone's penis, it's seen as a status symbol amongst other women, that they perceive themselves as somehow better than. And that's why they're willing to 100% take care of a man, knowing that he should be able to do that himself.
Like buy him a PlayStation, he'll be a good boy type bullshit.
Yeah,
but that's Carmen. What do you think? But I believe it's temporary. Like they'll finance life until they're not willing to finance it anymore. Like women eventually want a dominant man, want an aggressive man, want a reputable man, want a powerful man. They can't maintain that. But if they have that envy, they want to prove that they can outcompete the man or they're better than the man. And as soon as they're better than the man, they don't want that man anymore. That's why I understand. Hold on real quick, my brother Carl. I don't understand how Carmen, and you tell me if I'm wrong, men will build up the woman they'll stay loyal to forever and commit to, but women literally build up the man that they leave. Why is it that way? Why are so many sisters building the man that they will leave instead of building the man that they'll stay with?
So build him up or build with him?
They'll build with him to be the man that they resent and reject eventually. As soon as a woman will say she wants a man who's emotionally available and emotionally intelligent, right? And she wants a leader. But what we end up seeing is that in action or in reality, she wants a man that she controls. But as soon as she can control him, soon as she becomes the more dominant person, soon as she becomes the primary decision maker, she loses respect and resents that guy.
Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't want to build up a man. I can build with a man, yes.
No, not you. No. Speak to women in general. We're not talking about Carmen.
Yeah, with women.
Why are women building men that they leave? Well, if you give the woman the leadership of your relationship, that she'll lead it to the end of the relationship because she ends up making you somebody she resents and doesn't like.
That's a predator.
A lot of women do that. A lot of women would leave because they want both. They want both. That's to be honest. To answer the question, bring loyalty. I'll finance myself, and as long as you give me loyalty, that doesn't work.
I think women stabilize yourself.
Women say that, but as soon as they have it, they're like, "Oh, you're not really a real man." Or
yes, it happens over. It happens over and over again. Soon as you get control, soon as you build this man up to be the guy that you wanted, you resent him. You don't like him anymore. It's like if the guy's dominant.
Videos that say, why I'm divorcing my good man.
I got something to say about that too.
Okay, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I believe that a lot of women build a man up, and in his success, he draws more women around. And I think that sense of competition, it makes a woman frightened, and she ends up causing her own problems and leaving the man. She goes to find a man who he used to be like before she had her effect on him. You understand?
Say that last part again.
Like she'll leave that man and go and find a man who he used to be like before she had her effect on him. You understand what I'm saying? Like when she first meets him, he's the type of guy she wants. And then after dealing with her, he becomes this different kind of man. And then she goes and finds another man who he used to be like. Even though
I used to believe that, but they actually go find another man they can control, but they end up resenting him too. But they still want back the guy they couldn't control. Like they everything that
they want him sexually.
Yeah. But it's not. No, it's not. So
it's
the access, right? And it's the validation. Like we keep listening to what women are telling us. We still got to erase in our head what women are saying, because a lot of what women are saying are lies. They're
Right.
looking for somebody who enables them. They're looking for somebody who gives them attention. They're looking for somebody who validates them. A lot of them even say they don't come when they're having sex with women. When women are having sex outside of relationships, they come less because they don't have no actual chemistry or connection to the guy. But when they're in relationships, the data shows that they come and orgasm more in relationships because they actually have chemistry and connection to the guy they're with. It's like God played a funny trick on them. We can get to a certain place no matter who we dealing with because our anatomy. Where a woman, her climax and her arousal and her getting to that place is determined off how she feels about the guy. Is that wrong?
Everything is based on feelings.
It's all feelings.
That's why anytime you see a man get mad versus a woman, and I said this even yesterday, put your emotions in check because it's going to make the problem worse. You can't focus on solving it, resolving it. You got to put the emotions in check. And I'm gonna say back to what y'all was saying before I got cut off was it's predator behavior. Very much predator behavior. You only go after something you know you can get over on because you don't want to admit you don't qualify for what you want. So you got to settle for what you have access to or what you can get. And that's manipulation on its own.
I want to add to that too. I believe everything is magnetism at the end of the day too. So, you know, the more masculine a woman is, she's going to naturally attract a feminine guy. And for some reason, at least in my community, I see those relationships actually working out for long periods of time. Like, or you'll get a more feminine style woman and she'll get with a masculine man, and that works out perfectly. So when the dichotomies work out, I think it'll be a good relationship regardless, but nobody really likes to see a masculine woman and then a feminine man. You know what I'm saying? They end up resenting each other and then doing the same thing over and over and over again.
I can't be the passenger in nobody's car. I'm sorry.
I think it's also another reason why women build up the man. I think it's to impress other women too. Like I have been, with women. I think there's something about, oh, see, look the way I talk to him. He's gonna respect what I said because they want to kind of front in front of other women. Like that's a front. Like if he can control your man or if he's loyal to you, if he can talk to your man any type of way, and then he just does what you told him to do. It's like, yeah, I got him on check. See, that's how y'all need to do. I think
that's the only time she could put her chest out because she know the guy that won't put up with that shit, she can't get him. So it's like bullying. You know what I'm saying? You can't go up to the guy and tell him what you want and all of this because you know the other guy's gonna tell you go fuck yourself in a heartbeat. So you know your battles. You know your battles.
And like Ali said, like she don't really like him. At the end of the day, it's like it's the same way that I want to say this too. It's the same way that they do with the homosexual community. They would like befriend them, but then use their lifestyle as an insult to regular men. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's the same type of situation. They'll call a dude broke, but at the same time, they'll want to be in a relationship with him in order to control him. It's the same kind of backwards handed, it's diabolical, that type of relationship and friendship where you don't like the person, but you behave as though you do.
Calling a dude broke is funny to me when you've never been with a dude that wasn't broke.
Yeah, I'm just saying how it's just so hypocritical of the way they maneuver, right? Like if they want a dominant guy, they'll say he's confident, he has direction, he has decisiveness, he's calm, he got protection, he's a solid masculine guy. But when they feel like he did something that they don't like, he becomes controlling, he becomes ego-driven, he becomes insecure, he becomes possessive, he becomes dominant. Like they pick and choose when this man is spectacular and amazing man to them, what women see him as amazing, or when they want to weaponize it when they don't get something from the same man that they like. The reason they get with the guy is the same reason they end up leaving them or resenting them. That's the problem that I'm saying. Like in the instance, in society, a woman can determine the quality of the man when she feels like it. Most of these relationships, when they end, the attribution to the ending of the relationship is determined by how the woman felt. It's never by how the men felt.
No bull. You're right.
But it's a good thing though, Ali. That's a good thing though, because all it does is set out a tone that you're not the one. Because if you can't take structure and direction, bye.
It's like Jordan Peterson too. I was listening to Jordan Peterson and there's other women. They was talking about a woman's anatomy when it comes to the different hormones in their body. And I don't know the word precisely, but I think it's like progesterone or something like that, or progesterone. And this chemical, it has them during different times of the month being attracted to more masculine men and then being attracted to more feminine men. And then it just repeats every month. They attracted to masculinity for the first 2 weeks. That's what I'm saying. Femininity for the next 2 weeks. And it just goes over and over and over.
It's like when she get a strong man and she start emasculating him, right? Then she go, oh, he passive, he unmotivated, he emotionally independent. You wanted to be emotionally available, now he's emotionally dependent. And then I ain't his mama, I ain't his manager, I ain't his life coach, I ain't his motivator. Well, you didn't, when he was yours, you didn't like it. Now that you're doing it for him, now you dislike him again for the same reason that you liked him. Now you want him to be the very man that you resented. It's the polarity of it and the inconsistency of it is what's driving relationships insane. Because again, she's not the same person every day, and she wants you to be a different person when she changes as well too. So when she changes, she wants you to change with her.
This is the facts. That's the facts.
You know, how we going? Hey, Carmen, what we gonna do about that? How can we keep adjusting to y'all adjusting? Like, why is it our fault every time you adjust? I gotta adjust, and I don't know how to keep up with your adjustments, and I don't know how to read your mind because you want us to read your mind too. You should have known how I felt at that instant. You should have known I needed you to talk to me. You should have known I needed your comfort. Like, how can you expect the man to deal with all this, and then when the relationship failed, it's put back on him because he couldn't read your mind?
I don't think it's reading your mind. It's not reading your mind. But if you're with a woman for X amount of years, you kind of pick up on things.
See what I'm talking about?
You get to know them.
Y'all see what I'm talking? We said all that.
I got this solution.
We just want to sit down and you keep changing shit around.
It's crazy how you could just. You should already know. Listen. To know you is to know we don't know you, and you don't know yourself, Carmen. Men are saying every single day, I don't know who this person is. Like, we don't know you. You don't know. We don't know what you want, and you don't know what you want. That's the problem. And you said I know that you don't know what you want.
I didn't say that. Hey, I'm just saying if
oh man, that's the worst part.
You should be able to know when your woman is pissed off, or you should be able to know, or at least feel.
Hold on. Comment.
No, hold on, Carl. Before you go, Carl, remember this. They tell you to be emotionally available and intelligent and for you to communicate, but then they don't communicate. It's the crazy. Instead of just telling us how you feel and what you need from us to address how you feel, you have to figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, you're not a real man.
The biggest.
I didn't say that.
Comment. I'm gonna tell you from experience, the biggest headache for any black man, including myself, is ask a woman on a daily basis, what are you feeling and what are you thinking? And wait to see if you get a direct answer. But wait a minute, you want communication. What are you feeling and what are you thinking? Articulate.
At this moment, are you asking me directly?
Oh Lord, have mercy.
He said that's the question to like bust open the monotony, the break through the illogical stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you can separate how you think from how you feel, that's emotional intelligence right there.
Exactly. And just articulate it in the most simplest form. You don't need a college degree to communicate in the most simplest form. You really don't.
But we're emotional. We're emotional creatures. Y'all know that.
I'm gonna keep it real. As men, your only battle against this biological phenomena is to keep your options open. Don't ever let one of them collapse your options to one. Don't let them do it.
No. But hold up. Generationally, I gotta say this. It wasn't always like that. We're talking about something that changed in the 90s into 2000. It wasn't always like this in the 80s and early part of the 90s.
You know why, Carl? Let me tell you why, Carl. This is why it changed. It's because back then, I said this on the yesterday on the same platform here. Back in those days, you had true monogamy. When a woman gave you her body, you knew that was her most valuable asset. But today, women, they have devalued their body. So now that their more valuable asset is their money and assets. And so they could literally give you their body and not be monogamous to you because it's not worth that much to them. Whereas back in the day,
commodity though.
She has to love you. She like they try to everything about us. They switch, right? She has to love you more than you love her. She has to. And if she doesn't love you more than you love her, the relationship is going to be compromised because she's going to pick when you become the villain or when you become unfit or when you're not the man for her anymore because she prioritizes her feelings above you. If she always picks you above her feelings, you're always going to be the right man for her. Always. Yep. Yeah.
I just don't see if the goal is marriage. I just don't see how you can. It's a union. How can you be a union with multiple people? Like I don't.
Are you listening?
Living in the United States of America is a union.
Hold on, because you can't. This is how women have perfected deflection, derailing, and changing the conversation to what they want to talk about. I'm gonna ask you again. So Carmen, we keep talking about this. If I leave my women will go, Ali created a broken home, right? If you leave, it's for self-love and happiness. It's all about you. It's your world. They support Tia Mowry. They support Keke Palmer. They supported Tom Brady wife, even though he's the GOAT of football. When the woman leaves, she's supported, and the man wasn't good enough. Okay, so I'm asking you, if most of these women are inconsistent and lazy in relationships, and they don't still abide by the agreement they made. Why are you not acknowledging if a man steps out to deal with multiple women when you're not loyal to monogamy and you're not loyal to polygamy either? Like if you had multiple men, you would resent it and it compromises you. You don't like having a lot of men, where men will be happy with multitudes of women because they'll be working to satisfy him. Why are you against men being engaged in polygamy if women aren't committed to monogamy is all they're asking you?
They are. We are. I'm answering the question. We are.
Not the cap.
You're not even listening to.
I think I am listening. You always tell me that in every single show that I don't listen. I'm like, I'm sitting here quietly listening to everybody.
So most women are doing right by their men, is what you're saying. All these men are complaining and lying on their women. They just want to be miserable. They want to say they don't have peace. They're not getting cooperation. But because you feel like it, do you think you believe that women are doing right by their men?
No, that's not true. Like most women do leave.
So why are you expecting men to be monogamous when women aren't committed to monogamy is what I'm asking you.
But why do you need?
No, I answer that again. If women aren't loyal to monogamy, why are you asking men to be monogamous?
I guess we're not.
Without thinking about your feelings. Please, for a moment.
Logically, it doesn't make sense. Logically, it doesn't make sense. But I don't think the answer is having multiple women. If you want women to commit to monogamy, I don't think the answer is having multiple women.
I'd say shop somewhere else, because if I want a Lamborghini, I'm not going to Chrysler. So go where that exists.
I just want to say this. Women in today's time, they are not willing to compromise their hypergamous nature. And because of that, fellas, don't do it. Don't compromise your nature, because unless it's not.
So are you saying now the quality of women are less? Like the quality
Absolutely.
of the
You said it. Stop. Don't respond to her. Don't respond to her. Carmen, you literally be gaslighting when you say you understand that most women are not doing right by their men, and then you ask a question like that. You admitted yourself. Watch, Carmen, are most women consistent in the bedroom?
No.
Do most women want to be traditional women?
Yes.
Do most women have?
Hey, Carl, can you slow down, please? Carl. Carmen, how can you say most women are traditional if you saying most women are not consistent in the bedroom? The women who were traditional knew they had to keep making love to their man and maintain intimacy in the bedroom, right?
Yeah.
So do most women want to cook consistently? No. Why are you saying the traditional then? And that's what I'm saying. Look, there's my brother. I meant to put the video up here. The women
I can't answer the
are
question
sisters
because
because you're a
I'm thinking
woman.
about myself. So I'm trying to
Because you're
think
a
about the
woman.
majority of women, but I keep bringing it.
We think we know what we want until we have it.
Right.
And then when we get it, we really don't want it. And then when we don't get it, we really want it.
Right.
Separate yourself and think of the general logic. Take yourself out of it, Carmen.
In general, yes. I hate to
Okay.
admit it, but I will. Yes.
Okay.
They still stand so close to each other, man. No matter what they say in the same sentence, they still gonna revert back to the sisterhood.
No.
You still standing with them. You still
I'm
standing.
not standing
you
with
still-
them. I just admitted it. I just
it-
admitted it. The majority of the women, yes.
Okay.
But they wouldn't be
Carmen,
hoes.
that's let me
Wouldn't
tell
be
you how hard
hoes
it
if
is.
y'all wouldn't keep paying attention to it.
You
Carmen,
did it
that's
again.
like
We already talked about that. We already talked about that. We said women are choosing to have sex with 100 men. I can't make you have sex with 100 men. So how are you blaming women? Men again, why do y'all blame men for everything you do wrong, but don't give men credit for everything you do right? And that's the problem. Everything you do wrong is a man's fault. But when you do right, I did it myself. I didn't need no man. Ain't nobody asked you for that. I got my own money. I got my own house. I got my
and
own
that's
car.
a lie.
And I don't
And
need y'all.
That's a bold-faced lie because it was the man that paid you that money. It was the man that provided the structure for you to make that money. You keep forgetting everything you do is man first. The house, the car, I'm trying to tell you. You've never seen a black woman pop up at your door when it was time to fix the sewer.
Carmen, you ain't getting quiet, are you?
When did you have a black woman fix your car?
Oh my God. I haven't.
I'm just saying.
I ain't getting quiet. I'm fixing a little bottle for my son real quick.
Salute.
I haven't.
That's my point. I didn't say y'all can't,
Look,
but it's not the
look.
majority.
Hey, Carmen, are women out prostituting?
Most women?
Are
Right
most
now?
women today prostituting?
Yeah, in a way.
Right. Are most women, now I ain't gonna say most women, are women getting in corn?
Yes.
Are women engaging in OnlyFans now? They're leaving the workforce, they're leaving being teachers, they're leaving being people who are who've been supposedly investing in society. They are going to OnlyFans, right?
Most women, certainly.
I didn't say most women. There's a lot of women.
A lot of women, yeah.
Yes. So
But y'all
when-
there,
look,
y'all there
look,
supporting, right? Yeah. I mean, I know what you're trying to ask me all these questions. I know what you're leading at, but
you keep blaming men. There's
I'm
nothing
not
to entertain.
blaming it.
Can you
I'm not
entertain?
blaming
Can you entertain a hoe if she don't exist?
Y'all make hoes too.
I didn't ask you. Can you, Carmen? Do you listen to y'all be driving me crazy? How do I make you a hoe? You choose to be a hoe. You a hoe. If you a hoe, you chose to be a hoe. I can't make you sleep with those men. You're choosing to sleep with all those men. I can't make you a hoe. So why you keep saying a man making you a hoe? You a
But
hoe.
it takes two people to have sex, though. You keep trying to.
You keep moving it. You keep moving the goalpost. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you again.
You just want to jump past that too. I was like, well, first of all, yes, women can be hoes, but they can't be hoes if they don't find somebody to do hoe activities with. But you don't want to look at that. You just want to
Women-
skip right over the part.
Y'all can
Let me
never take
do this
accountability.
better, Ali.
You
Let me
never
do
take
this better.
accountability.
Ali, I'm very good with this part. Carmen, let me ask you something, right? You drink, right? You drink a lot. But you've been in an accident. The first thing that come out of your mouth, everybody drinks and drive. Yes, but you're not looking at you having a drinking problem. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You, the individual, have a drinking problem. Don't worry about what everybody else do. So you're contributing to the problem by not admitting to your own. It's a domino effect. Most of these women out here have a severe problem with how to interact, how to accept responsibility, how to isolate their contributory roles. They don't want to admit that. But you are part of the problem.
I want to say this too. So for women who are hoes, I want to let you know, men, it's not the same for us. We can't be hoes. We are homemakers, like you said.
She know that.
And yeah, it's like you're losing so much by giving away your body and not receiving commitment. And at the end of the day, that used to be a thing for women. Like y'all used to look down on each other if a woman was give her body up, but that's not her man. You know what I'm saying? But in today's world, y'all all standing next to each other. We can't tell y'all apart. You literally wear the same clothes. You say period and T and all this clocket stuff, this exact same as and honestly, for real, I want to say this, that culture is really coming from transsexual men, and y'all just taking it up like it's feminine or something. Like I remember, I don't remember this because I wasn't back then, but I don't know if Carl old enough to remember when femininity meant afro. You know what I'm saying? That was feminine to wear an afro. Yeah. But now today, that's not seen as feminine no more. Now you got this horse look that only a man would make in order to look like a woman, and that's why you can't tell y'all separate from them boys. Y'all looking the same.
But I don't know what she expects men to, if she expects somebody background. Do y'all hear that? Somebody background. No, it's good now. It's good now. But I don't see how you don't expect men to have sex with women and engage in those kind of behaviors when women are not marriageable. You just expect men to be monks, and then you blame a man for it. When we just said that most women aren't even doing right in relationships, then most men are going to engage in sex, which women consent to. They're consenting to be having sex instead of consenting to be wives. All they have to do is be wives and demand that men get married to get sex. But you put it right back on men. If all women are bringing to the table is sex, Carmen, how you blaming men having sex and obliging by what women are asking for? If that's all most of us can do now is have sex and have kids because they're not willing to be a wife or not willing to cooperate with the man they're choosing. She's a 304 whether she's in a relationship, and she's a 304 while she's outside of a relationship. The 304 at least sustains her for a little bit where she tries to be a wife, but she still wants to be outside. That's why she's not listening in the relationship. That's why her behaviors are inconsistent in relationship, because she's actually still outside and still wants to be outside.
Well, I can say that the same thing about you.
Go right back to men. Go right back to men. It's crazy.
Debating.
Well, let me ask.
No, you're not debating. You said I can just say that about you. What the difference between us is we can have sex with women and still take care of a woman. Where women, when they're having sex and still being 304s, they neglect society. Everything's about them and how they feel. And when they become so 304ish, they become desensitized and dehumanized. They can't even feel nothing anymore. Like it's nothing to them. There's no purpose, no substance. Where if a man has multitudes of women, when men have a lot of women, he's still valuable to his woman and other women. That's why women still want him. He provides the value all the time.
Yeah, and I want to say this too. Like men and women, we the opposites of each other. And do you agree with this, Carmen? Do you agree that men and women are opposites?
Yes.
Do you also agree that opposites are the furthest thing away from equal? Like you can't get no farther away from equal than opposite.
We're not supposed to be equal, so yes.
Yeah, so why when we say things about the woman, you immediately compare it to the men when they're the opposite?
Ooh.
It's like saying it's like saying like, oh, it's hot outside. Let's put on a coat.
I don't agree. I don't disagree with the fact that the majority of women out here are not wives. I don't disagree with that. However, I just wanted to be acknowledged that some men out here also they're not husband material too. It's not just all the women. It's not just all the women. Why are we not acknowledging it? We're talking about how we're talking about how women and all of this, but we don't ever talk about how these men want traditional women, but they're
and you know what? You know how you're problematic when you say that is because why are women having sex with men who are not marriage material? Why are women having sex with those men who are not supposed to be husbands? If you're having sex, so if you're having sex before you're a wife, or before you get in a relationship, or you're having sex with a man who's not a husband, whose fault is that?
And I would like to say this on the other side of that.
Man,
right?
Polly, come on, family, let her answer the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. She sipped the tea. I was going. I thought she was done. Go ahead.
Wait a minute.
No, I was. I mean, it is tea actually.
No, so whose fault is that? If you're having sex with the man who's not marriageable, whose fault is that? And you're rewarding a man who shouldn't have a wife or get sex, whose fault is that?
Women's fault. You're right. I digress.
Yo, you fucking the help, not the
No,
dude that pays him. That's crazy.
Oh shit.
It's crazy. But
Yo,
Well,
can't
who's
make this
raising
up.
these men too? So it's just I just want to acknowledge it.
Ooh,
That's it. That's all. That was my whole point. That was
No,
my
you
whole
saying
point.
who's
Yes, the
raising?
majority.
Wait, hold on. She messed
The
up. That's why
majority
she
of the women
going.
out here are not traditional wives. I
Who's
understand
raising?
that.
Who's raising those women?
I don't know.
and
You
men?
tell me. Women.
No,
Women.
no.
Is that women's fault too?
I'm asking you who you think typically raising men and women who not men and women.
I guess it's the women's fault now. That's what you said.
Boy, you killing
Everything's just
yourself.
the same way. The same way you tell me that I'm blaming them and you doing the same thing.
Let me ask you
You're killing
something.
yourself.
Can I share something real quick? Carmen, in your lifetime, have you ever heard of a single mother file her taxes, get the earned income credit, and when she get the money, she gives some to her baby daddy that pays child support?
So what? No, I haven't.
Never heard of that, right?
No.
Okay. All right.
Say it
I only
again.
said that.
Can you say it again?
Have you ever heard of a single mother filing her taxes, earned income credit, getting the money, and the baby father that's been paying child support, did she actually say, here's a couple of hundred, couple of thousand for you? Have you ever heard of that?
You talking about a woman who willing to share her money with a man?
What?
That is those type. Most of that is that.
Listen, you've been paying child support, or you've been helping me on the back end all this time, and every year for 20 years or 18 years, been filing these taxes, been getting the money, and I never once even bought you a cup of coffee.
I want to ask Carmen a question, if that's okay.
That's crazy.
And for real, this is a question for the panel. For real, like, do y'all think that overall women value money more than they value their own bodies?
Yes. Yes.
Now, yes. Now, if
But
I'm
that,
looking at
hold on. Yes, with the footnote that it's survival mode that they're constantly in. Survival mode make them always think about money.
So wouldn't that mean that true submission to a man wouldn't be her body, it would be her money?
Okay, now I'm looking at bait versus the. Yo, that's the bait. That's all. That's the bait to make you give up that money.
It's still power and control though, because she wants the money to have control. She wants the money that I have to cooperate with you. So when she has money, she don't have to listen to you. When she has money, she don't have to be under your coverage. She don't have to be under your guidance. And then she has a negotiation tactic. Well, since I already got all this stuff for me, and since I'm already independent, I don't need you. Like, you talking all that craziness that sounds like a real man, that sounds like a father, that sounds like a husband. But if I don't want a husband, I don't need to have a husband anymore. So it's the power and control. It's still about, and even the body, giving her body up. We can say that she don't even value her body as much anymore as well too, because she'll give her body to anybody. It looks like, as long when she feels like it. Excuse me.
As long
So
if the price is right,
if the
because
price
we
is right.
all know he got 10 grand, he got 50 grand. This guy got $100. You know who's getting it.
Well, not necessarily. Let me say this. So, especially for a lot of the women who are like fresh on the dating market, I'm talking about the 18 to 26-year-olds. Like, they just, you just got to be around at 3 a.m. today. You don't got to get them nothing.
Yeah. That's just Henny and some weed. That's it. But I'm just saying,
and a lot of the older women, right? They are competing with these women, and so they start behaving the same way, and they start. You start being around older women at 3 a.m. and they start doing the exact same things. You start getting.
Wait a
not
minute.
having to give them nothing.
You can't sell no 40, 50-year-old coochie like it's 20.
Nah,
Come
not
on,
selling.
dog.
Not selling. I'm saying they're giving away for free skis, just like they.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is
Might as well.
the value is so inflated that it's came down to a point where it's no longer worth like security in a relationship. So in order to actually secure a woman in a relationship and have dominance and power in your household, you're gonna have to take her paycheck, and that is her only form of independence away from you. Yeah, this is the fact.
What do I need a paycheck for?
Let me tell you, because her natural position in a relationship is to be dependent on you. And so when she goes, just like the man said earlier in the clip, when a woman goes to get an income, it's only for one reason. It's to be independent of you and her family. That's the only reason. It gives her the ground and the footwork to start behaving in those extra masculine ways that we always complain about.
But I can't say that as absolute, because remember, it's necessary to stabilize oneself. So you can't take away a person that went from survival to trying to get to maintaining. They're trying to stabilize themselves. Everybody on this earth is supposed to do that. You're taught that as a teenager.
So do we have a plight in saying all this stuff that we saying as men? Should we try to change their independence or not?
We don't change it. All we do is escalate it, advance it. So you are a woman. Your father, your mother, they love you. They send you out. You go to college, you work. Now you got your own crib, your own car. Now you meet a dude who's already prepared for the responsibility of you. You bring your car, you sell your house, or you use it for whatever, and you enjoying with that man. But that man got you under his covenant. That doesn't mean that you're not want any of those titles that people. You are now becoming from dependent to interdependent once you got with that man.
That's what I was speaking about earlier, though, Carl. I was saying, like, when a woman gets those accolades, she goes to college, she has her education, her job, her house, her car. She naturally becomes more masculine. Therefore, she attracts a more feminine style man. She's not going to attract the man with his own car and his own house and his own everything. She's going to attract the man without those things. And then he uses her car. You see it all the time.
College, then. Yeah, that's a waste of college then.
This is what you see all the time, because college ain't got nothing to do with magnetism and energy. When a woman's extra masculine, she's going to attract the extra feminine man. And she's going to have to take care of him. And like the lady said, as long as he remain loyal, they gonna stay together. Cause that's the way that they actually wanted to. Like, it's weird for real for me. But you know, normally the man not gonna be loyal. His interest gonna be on other women. That's because we just bred that way. And she's gonna end up finding no value in him because she can't control a penis. That's what it really boils down to. You understand what I'm saying though?
I get it, but I mean, you know my flip side, right? Men, all you gotta go is in the Midwest or whatever certain areas, meet a father or two, and maybe get one of their virgin daughters that just came out the household.
I mean,
from scratch.
I don't understand. I don't understand how when he gives that perspective, how we don't understand exactly what he's talking about, because a lot of times when women get in relationships, she'll talk about she still wants her own money, she still wants her own life, she still wants her free time. But when the man gets money, he spends it on the bills and he spends it on her. And now you have a woman, she could just walk away, she could have her own savings, she can have a plan B and the extra strategy because you let her save up enough money to be by herself. So why would your woman be eager to give her your paycheck if that's what daddy did when he went to work when mama was at home? All our grandfathers would come home and give his paycheck to his wife, and she paid the bill. So now we come to a place again where we so conditioned and brainwashed to completely support the woman while she gets to support herself. Why wouldn't she give you her money if you giving her your money? Why is it always I gotta have my own life when the man's life is his family? We the only ones who speak like this. All these other cultures, all these other nations, it's about the woman giving herself to her man because the man is already giving himself to his woman, but she's supposed to give up herself first, and then his purpose is his family. All these men are giving up themselves for their family, where a woman still wants to have her own while he's taking care of her. So what he's saying is perfect. It perfectly makes sense. Your money should be going to you because your money goes to her.
And then on top of that, if you're already giving your body to come on, bro, your body is inherently just more valuable than money because you need it in order to make the money. And so if you're willing to give your body and risk your health for a guy, like the check should be no problem. That should be no issue. It's the value system that's all brainwashed and messed up.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like when women have children, they spend their time on their kids. They spend their money on their kids. They invest in their kids to build them up. But when they get a man, they drain that man of his life force. They drain of him of his resources. They drain him of his reputation. They literally break this man and emasculate this man to be a man that they don't like. Why would you not invest all of your money, all your energy, all your support into this man to build him up into a better man? It's going to make him a better man, because we naturally, you know how they go, I double everything you give me. I naturally make this a home. I naturally do. It's the man that does that. The man quadruples everything that the woman gives him with her energy, with her love, her finances. We're made to do that. When she gives us something, we want to quadruple what she gives us. Carl, it's in your nature. If your woman right now comes and cooks for you, you want to think about all the ways you can quadruple what she did and the way you can love her and support her. All it takes her to do is one act of love, take an act of action of love. It messes up. We're the ones who can get love bombed and gaslit.
Yeah.
Love almost don't mean nothing to them. You can do something nice to your woman, and hey, that's what you're supposed to do. But when she does something good, you know how rare it is for women to do something nice for a guy, that when she finally does it, it blows a man's mind because a woman did something nice for him. Or if you got a woman who consistently does nice things for you, it means something to you. When you do something nice for her, that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what a man does. You know, it's completely different. It really is. It's our purpose is them, but their love for us is what fuels us to create, what fuels us to be philosophers, what fuels us to build. We want to build the world for them and make their life easier and the kids' life easier. They still are mastering making life easier for themselves. Even when they got the man in that, that's why you got the Aisha Currys. You got a man that takes care of you. You got the man who's an MVP. You got a man that finances your business, and you still are coming in public telling somebody, you know, I sacrificed my dreams. I sacrificed my career. I sacrificed being a model. I sacrificed being an actress. And you got the whole world at your hand. You got this man. It's crazy to me. When you get men, Carl, if you had a wife and woman, Big Polly too, we come on here, hey, yo, my woman, my backbone. If it wasn't for my woman, I wouldn't even be who I am. We give all the love and credit to our women for being who we are. They don't give us the credit. You ever had how many times you came into a woman's life, you do something for her and be like, hey, yo, I'm showing you all the stuff that I do for you. And she go, why you keep throwing it back in my face? Ain't nobody asked you to do that. That's how selfish and manipulative they are. Where if a woman was doing all these things for me, I'd be like, my God, like I'm gonna do my best to reciprocate or outdo what you're doing for me. I'm not gonna say, ain't nobody tell you to do that.
That goes deeper than what you lead into believe. That goes back to our childhood, right? Little boys used to always run home and say, mommy, I drew this. And she would get all excited and put it on the refrigerator door and all of that. It stems from that mentality of, if I do something good and I bring it home to mommy, which is the female, she, you know, glamorizes it and all of that, and it makes me feel good. Men, as they get older, that's the same thing when they come through that door. Baby, I got a raise. Baby, this happened to me at work. She's supposed to be the cheerleader and excited for him, and that's what's make a man feel good. If he doesn't get that from that woman, you're right. It does make him say, you know what? Fuck this shit, and keep everything to himself.
Yes, that's how we're built. We need men need to be loved. Like we need love.
It does start from childhood. That much I did study and remember.
What you about to say, Carmen?
I just think that people nowadays, the culture is more individualized. Because I'm sitting here listening, I'm like, that's my money. What? It's not your money. It's not his money. It's our money. Everything goes in the same pot. I said that earlier.
But we don't use.
Hold on, let her land, y'all. Let her land. Hold on.
So when I hear these type of things, I'm like, oh. And then another thing, maybe with, I guess how am I going to explain this? When women do these things for you, they're nice to you, and I think most women want to do those things for you. But I think we're just put in a most women are put in a position where they can't do those things for you. How many of y'all will leave the good women? I see men all do it all the time. Come on, y'all. I see men leave good women all the time, or they cheat on the good girl because she's boring. Because it happened to me plenty of times. Please,
can I say something though, Carmen? There's one piece that I gotta interject with. There's a difference between somebody wanting to do something versus someone being bribed to do something. Big difference. I know that you're going to do something for me because I did something for you to make you want to do something for me. That's bribery. As opposed to me just want to do it off the GP strength, the principle of the matter. Big difference.
So most women out here do these
Carmen,
nice things because in return you're giving us something. So that's why you do it. It's not natural.
Carmen, I took you out to dinner. Listen, Carmen, I took you out to dinner 5 times. Only because I did that, you took me to lunch.
Mm.
We took you out 5 dinner dates. You said, you know what, let me take him out to lunch. You're not going to automatically meet a guy on Monday and by Wednesday take him out to lunch. He has to do something to bribe you into doing it for him.
We can show love in different ways.
Oh my God.
Change the subject again.
You know what?
I want to address
I don't know why I even, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say
Oh my God.
Carmen.
No, because you know what you
Carmen,
just
you a
said?
true.
I call it Groupon dating. We're not Groupon dating. I know y'all want that, but I'm not with that. We're not Groupon dating.
So I wanted to address the first thing that she said. She said, "It's my money and it's your money and it's our thing, like it's a partnership, right?" So I just want to ask, right? First of all, do you think that relationships are geared toward or supposed to be geared toward marriage?
Yes. That's
Okay.
That's the goal.
And in a marriage, do you think that the wife is the property of the husband?
Oh, shit.
Yes, legally, yes.
Okay, so if that's the case, and you are the man's property, wouldn't that mean that your money?
Last name. Isn't that where that started from? I'm
Yes,
his property.
I agree.
therefore
I
you
agree.
gave me your last name. Yes.
No, I agree with you. We all agreeing right now, right? And so if that's the case, that you are this man's property, wouldn't that mean that your paycheck is also his property?
Yes. It's not his property. No.
Oh my God.
In a marriage, it's all together.
I'm sorry, y'all.
All together. That's my point.
Only because I'm older, I cannot subscribe to what was just said. Okay, I don't believe in property, none of that. So go ahead, Polly.
I told y'all they only use partnership, equality, and we if it's benefiting them and it's mirroring what they want in the relationship. If that 50-50 is not about them, and if it does not mirror what they're looking for a relationship, there's no partnership. The partnership has to be with the direction that she wants to go and what she wants on her life and how you finance and what she wants. It has nothing to do with who you are as a person and what you want from life. And that's why it's crazy that he asked you if you're his property. And by the end of you talking, Carmen, when he asked if the paycheck is his, you said yes, and then quickly changed it to nah, that ain't
That's
his
not
property.
something he was
That's
doing,
my
and that
property.
was not my point. My point was it should all go to one pot. Why they say all of it has to be individualized? Why does it have to be your property
That
automatically?
ain't so. If he holds both the checks, that's not in one pot.
It is on both parts. That's my point. It should be both, but he called it property. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Like,
If the man is, if you're saying the man, you're your man's property, and he leaves the relationship, shouldn't the checks be in his hands?
And he leaves the relationship. Wait, what?
No. And he leaves the relationship. Shouldn't those checks be in his hands?
He's the leader.
No, because women will lie that they want leaders, but again, they want a man that they can control, that they say is the leader. You want that, like my boy Fatty be saying, y'all want the Uber drivers to take you to the destinations y'all want to go. You don't want a leader. You want the leader that you can lead. You want to be in control of how you're controlled.
Yeah. But can we shop somewhere else and find what we're looking for? Yes or no?
Say that again.
I want
Can
to
we
address,
Go ahead.
I wanted to address what you said earlier too. You said that you come from a different era and it's not like that. You know, you don't see your woman as property. But I do want to ask because I know a whole lot of men.
Better than that.
No, just hear me out. I know a whole lot of men, and this is what I do know about the men that I know, that they won't protect anything that they don't view as theirs. Like if they view it as somebody else's, they literally will just let it be.
Yes, you're right.
You understand? So if I'm already willing to protect something, it's inherent that it is my property, or I would not do that.
But
So he said
again,
you can't protect what you don't control.
but
Yeah,
this is the
exactly.
thing.
Can't.
Would you consider your children your property?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh shit.
What
I gotta define that word property and why it's being utilized in a way when it comes to humans.
So property doesn't mean you just controlling them. It means it's your responsibility to take care of them and guide them as well too. And if something wrong happens to them and it's in your control, you have to take the burden and responsibility of it. Like, it's crazy how we get to a place where we give women the grace to be these flowers and loving creatures when it's the men who've been loving the man, woman, and child all these years and keeping families together. The woman is such out to maintain us. So why do we keep looking at the man? We want to carry out the society's version of a man that's toxic and controlling when he's supposed to be in control. And you're giving the woman and children responsibilities on how to operate under your covenant. Like, you're supposed to be in control of them. And when you're not in control of them, they lead themselves to dysfunction and chaos. Like, that's what happens in society. If you let them lead themselves, it's destruction and chaos.
I just can't co-sign a woman or children being my property. That's the only thing I can do.
But you can give them your property. You can give them your name. You can give them your inheritance. You can die for them, but you don't control them. When in reality,
I would look at them as my responsibility, but not my property.
But why would you protect something that you don't see as your property?
A thing I can see as property. A human I can't see as property.
No, well, some humans are. I'll give you an example. Some bosses and employees are in an ownership type of situation where one is entrusted to the other. You know, one has a responsibility and is at fault, and there's a hierarchy. And I'm gonna tell you,
but probably ask them, whose fault is it? Who's blamed when the women aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing? Who's blamed when the kids ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing? Whose fault is it when the society isn't moving the way it's supposed to be? It's always blaming the man. But then you go, hey, are you listening to me? Are you cooperating with me? Are you following my laws and my rules? So they are our property when they don't want to be our property. They're your property until they don't want to be your property. That's the problem. And the men in power globally have put us in these issues because they want the kids and the women to control the man. And again, I keep bringing up the Bible, even though I don't be liking to talk about
Isaiah chapter 3.
But it keeps talking about the women and kids going to rule over men, and that's what's happening now. But they want the power of the man. They just don't want the responsibility. We keep talking about it.
Yeah, you talk about Isaiah chapter 3.
I'm with Carl.
I know
the whole thing with the thing like that just makes it sound like, okay, well, what's the point?
Right,
so
so
I'm your property. Like, I'm your property. My kids are your property. I'm like, well, you wouldn't have your kids if I didn't give it to you.
So if you have that autonomy over yourself and you don't need a man, why is it then when we even have conversations with you, you still find a way to blame a man? Y'all made them hoes. You helped them. You entertained the hoes. If it wasn't for you, there would be no hoes. You keep Carmen as well try to blame men for what women are doing wrong. Why do you keep doing that if you're not my property?
But let's be
hold on, Carl. Don't jump the gun. Please don't jump.
That is a great question.
Okay.
That is a great question.
Why do you blame if you're not a man's property? Why do you blame a man when something goes wrong and you don't even belong to the man?
Who's blaming the man when something goes wrong? In my opinion, with the kids,
no, Carmen, slow down, Carmen, you jump.
Carmen,
slow down, Carmen, slow down, Carmen, slow down.
No, I'm answering the question. Don't ask me a question.
Holly, hold on. When we said women are hoes, you blame the man for women being hoes. That's what you did. So if you're not,
I didn't blame them. No. I did not blame them. I said I agreed. I said no. Yes, you're right. Women choose to be hoes. Can we acknowledge the fact that they wouldn't be doing whole behavior if they didn't find somebody to do whole activities with?
True. You did it again, and you're gonna repackage it again. So if women and children are hungry, whose fault is it?
The parents, both parents.
You can't blame the
animal. You want me to say that it was just no? It's
the need to be right, Carmen. You still possess the need to be right. You're gonna blame. So hold on, you're telling me. So you're telling me
don't like my answer, and that's why you keep asking me the same question. I keep telling you the same, and you don't like my answer.
No, because you're gonna. It's the need to be right. If you have a mother and father and you have parents and there's not food on the table, you're not going to blame your mom. If the lights aren't on, you're not going to blame your mom. If an intruder breaks in your house and you're not protected, you're not going to blame your mom. You're conveniently saying what's true and what isn't when you feel like it, because you're going to blame your father.
When it comes, no, they're not.
Wait a minute. Child services is gonna blame both of y'all because both of y'all get locked up.
And Carl, you just moved the whole goalpost.
No,
Carl.
parents. I'm blaming the parents.
No.
Not just the man, not just the woman. I'm blaming both parents.
No,
because
everybody's gonna look at the man though, because they're gonna look at the man because there's no way, if it's just a single mother, then they will be like, oh, okay, there's factors involved. But if there's a man in the house, yes, they're gonna look at him, even though he was at work every damn day for the last 3 weeks. They are gonna look at him because
that's why I say it's disingenuous when we try to pretend like women got to assume responsibility when they say we're the leaders and we're supposed to be the righteous ones. We're supposed to implement order. Yesterday,
I don't think all men are leaders though, just because they got a dick. I think men have to earn that leadership by being elected a leader by a woman. That's my thing.
Nah,
you're not a leader because you got a dick.
All men are leaders, but you got some good leaders and bad leaders. Because you're a leader don't make you a good leader, basically.
No, all men not leaders. Don't believe that one.
I disagree.
It's some weak ass
You
men
can
that want to be
lead
leaders.
a lot of people through the wrong path. I disagree.
You can lead somebody down the wrong path, but that doesn't make you not a leader. You have leaders that are horrible leaders, but they're leaders in their own right. You know what I'm saying? Even a bum on the street.
Big Paulie, you provide a lot of good information, right? And when you have somebody, you jump the gun. She just told you all people are not leaders because they lead people down the wrong path, which means he's the leader. He just was a bad leader. So men are still leaders. Y'all could say men aren't leaders, but you got good leaders and you got bad leaders. You just said a man could lead you down the wrong path. He's still your leader.
But if you're a bad leader, that means that you don't know how to lead. So how can you still be a bad leader if you don't know how to lead?
That's not y'all. You moved to go. He's still a leader.
I'm not moving nothing.
You said he's a bad. We're not talking about if he can't lead or not. We're talking about a leader. So there's good leaders and bad leaders.
There is no such thing as a bad leader. That means that you don't know how to lead. So I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
No, you're not about to do. All men are not good leaders. No, there is no such thing as a bad leader. That means that you just don't know how to lead. That's it. And I'm gonna stand on it.
Oh my God.
I would say
my head about to blow up.
You can oh my God me all you want.
I think this is what I think, Ali. I think men gave up the lead position. I think they gave the lead position to the women.
Mm-hmm. Watch Carmen's rebuttal. What's she about to say? If a man gives up his leadership position to a woman, what kind of man is that?
Not a man.
Well, he's the bitch.
See what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he's the bitch now.
See what I'm talking about? We're gonna make it some way. We're gonna find to make it about the man. The man is not the leader. The man is, you're not the man's property. But every time we have the conversations, we're gonna find a way to blame the man every single time. But he's not the leader. That's the craziest thing in the world. Women have autonomy over their bodies. Women are free women. No one can make her do what she don't want to do. But as soon as she makes a bad decision, it's the man's fault. She would never give the man credit for making a good decision ever, ever. If as long as it benefits her and makes her look good, that's what a good man is. A good leader is a man is doing exactly what she wants. But as soon as they fail, hey man, these men ain't no good. Even though he try to lead you the right way. Most men are not trying to lead nobody the wrong way. And most men by nature are leaders, no matter what y'all say. Y'all conflated to a sergeant. Y'all conflated to a president. You're conflated to a businessman. You're conflated to whatever you want to conflate it to. When it's in relationships, men are born to lead women. Ain't no denying that. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially, a man is designed to lead a woman. She can't even compete with him. The only way she can compete with him is if the man gives her power to compete with him.
I have to disagree, though.
You can, but disprove it, though, other than disagreeing it. How can you disprove it?
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because you won't let me. So most men, because most men are born betas and simps. So they're not looking to lead a woman. They're looking to acquiesce.
No, don't go too fast. Don't go too fast. Don't go too fast. How was a man born a beta and a simp? How was he born a beta and a simp? Please prove that.
That's because that's the way he's built. This is the way he's built. You can't leadership. Every man, listen, even amongst men, right?
Slow down. So a man, a boy. Yes, you can. You can't just say nothing. No, I'm not. Hey, Ruthless. If you come on my platform and do what you're doing right now, I'll kick you off quicker than a heartbeat. I'm not dominating no conversation.
I'm just saying, you said let me go.
Okay, go bye. No, I'm not playing with people. Like I don't create no narrative. People have been talking, we've been having a great conversation. Just bye. I'm not even doing that. Can't stand that.
People are born betas. He don't even make sense. Like, can you tell if my son a beta already? No.
So how was a person born a beta and a simp? How was a man born a beta and a simp? Which means that he's born to compromise himself repeatedly and give up himself and only do for you without wanting nothing in return. Is that how boys are naturally born?
No, but can we also ask the question, like, if all men are...
Can we answer that question first? That's the only thing I told you I get frustrated with. Like, you know how I am. Everybody knows how I am. I get frustrated with the fact that we don't answer the question and move somewhere else.
No, I don't think men are born betas and simps, but they can be turned into a beta or a simp over time.
Okay. And how does a man become, who turns a man into a beta and a simp? How does a man become a beta and a simp?
Single mom.
Not just a single mom. He could have a weak dad. He can have a weak daddy.
In most cases, it's coming from a single mother household.
If it's a single mama household, then yeah, that's the main culprit for him being a beta man. But if it's a weak father in his house, a man that ain't standing on nothing, a man that ain't got no standards, a man that ain't got no backbone, then chances are he can follow suit.
Yeah. Who taught y'all guys when y'all was growing up? Who taught you if somebody hit you, hit them back?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. They say that, but I think it's inherent. I think just inside of you, your nature makes you attack someone that attacks you.
Okay, I'm gonna try to answer the question. I was going to try to answer the question. That's why I asked. I want everybody to chime in on that. Who taught you when somebody hit them back?
My mom.
My mom taught me.
So Ali,
they both. My mother and father taught me that.
Okay. You want to know how the beta argument is sustained. This is how we're going to do it. The first 5 years of your life is nurtured by mom. Nurtured. Mom is telling you, hit them back. She's taking you to school. All the nurturing components, your first everything is mom, the first 5 years. Dad doesn't take an active role until after them 5 years, when you start growing hair and, start acting a little beside yourself. So when the brother was saying about beta, you are taught to be strong, to be a man later when dad gets involved. Or in some cases, as single mothers, we're after 5 years old, when you start, I used to say, grow a brain. And you start growing hair and getting curious, and then you're around other boys, and you start getting ideas. But those first 3, 4, 5 years of your life, bruh, you don't know shit. And the mother is putting into you how to be compassionate, empathetic. That's why when you fell and hit your knee, you cried. You didn't just jump up and say, I'm a man, boys don't cry. You cried. And she came and did the boo-boo thing and kisses and all of that. That's why he said what he said.
Yeah, but most kids, from my experience, are born, I'll say, selfish. But I don't think it's selfish like the selfish we see as selfish that is learned behavior where you feel like you're entitled to everything. But a kid automatically comes out needing and wanting everything that it sees. So when you're saying a child is born a beta, then the kid would give up everything that it has if it was born a beta. So it's no way the kid can be born a beta if it's wanting to gravitate to everything and take control of things and want things to go their way at an early age.
So,
you know, so to say that about men
saying.
is just to be condescending towards men and make men look like suckers, and it's a narrative that people trying to be pushed. Most men or most children in general are born wanting.
Right. Very dependent.
Yeah, well, yes, very
because
dependent.
They don't have nothing. They can't hold the
They're
bottle.
born dependent, but they want, but they're born dependent, but they also they're born. I'm not going to say a sense of entitlement, but it almost feel like entitlement, like they want what they want. They want whatever they like naturally. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my kids ain't over here trying to compromise themselves and give up themselves. Like they want the candy, they want the food, they want to watch what they want to watch. And you have to teach them discipline. You have to teach them balance. You have to teach them order. You know, most individuals aren't born a beta.
No,
the way the term genetically, there's nothing that you can say is a beta or alpha. But in a baby's nature, it's not born being submissive or giving up itself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's a big difference. And like I said, the best, that's why we don't learn how to manipulate until we're 8, 9, 10, 12 years old. Now we become master manipulators because we've been around long enough to see good cop, bad cop, which aunt would give us $1, which one wouldn't. We know what time it is then.
Yeah, I think we're natural, like, and I don't want to use the word because it's in your neck, but it's like you're looking to take and get and receive. You know, whether it's and you're receptive, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, you're born to take, and then we have to teach a child how to be responsible with the taking. You know, and learning how to share, and learning how to reciprocate, and learning how to be a human being as they develop. So that's all about, and that's all I was asking for him to substantiate.
Yeah, I think that's what he meant. Instead of saying that we're born beta, I think he should have clarified it. He couldn't he didn't
know. He couldn't have. That's not what he meant because he said sucker behind it. He said betas and suckers.
Oh shit! Oh no! So hell no!
That's not what he could have meant. You can't say somebody's a beta and a sucker.
No. I think most of the time, them people be projecting something like their own stuff. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it
because you're born blind. You're born. What is it? Dumb, naked, dumb, and blind. You don't start learning until later on. So how can you biologically determine beta? You came in not knowing shit.
Right.
Yeah,
you're an empty vessel. You're literally an empty vessel, and you're being influenced by your environment. There's genetically now you can have some traits and there's behaviors about you that's the genetic is what is that you know.
That's not the same. That's not to say that as absolute beta. There's no genetic trait to say absolute beta. Because what?
But see, this is what I wanted to add to it. The environment and the government, by them knowing the environment that a child is put in, then that's going to condition that the child to move a certain type of way. That's why I believe that the majority of men testosterone is down from versus when our grandfathers were here. They say overall our testosterone is down, and that's because it's a lot of beta men that's been conditioned to be beta and put in an environment, single mother household, where they're getting all the ideologies. Because I always say feminism affected men as well by making them weaker, by taking the power away from the woman. I mean, away from the man, putting it in the woman's hands. But the man today, I always use Will Smith as an example. On the outside, you see alpha. But the brain is beta, where we even say things like, I don't want to touch on that because it may sound too archaic or caveman when it comes to how we see once we give in the woman the power and the choice and to do whatever she wants, we see what she does with it. Where if we were to lean forward into those so-called archaic mindsets, like she needs to be bringing me the check because that's going to really show me that she's invested. Because I say today, the reason why women are so quick to leave, they don't invest in anything. Whatever you don't invest in, you don't appreciate. So they'll be quicker to leave because they ain't put no money in the situation. Now, think, would women be as quick to leave if they put money in the situation? So
not at all.
So that may sound archaic, but when you really break it down and we can step back and see, we can measure what has happened over time. We've given them money. What have they done with it? What do they do with it? What do they spend it on? And what do they use it for as power to move on to what they think is better? So I say,
And that's a hell of a motive.
It sounds archaic, but I say them boys over there in the so-called Middle East, how they handle their women, they don't have no issues. They don't have none of this going on. Now,
So-
how's their marriage rate? How's their economics over there in Dubai? Are they over there poor and desolate? They show the media, they show us that they're poor. No, they're not. They got their affairs in order because they have the women in order. And women have to have order.
So do you recommend that men treat their marriages like they pimps and hoes?
I didn't say that. I said, look, I don't know the exact passage.
No, I gotta say something.
But in the Proverbs 31 woman, she is using her merchants and she is contributing financially to the family. So, I mean, I'm not even a biblical person.
So you should stand on it. Yes.
Yeah.
Because the woman is pimping the man now. The woman is getting resources from man now. Women getting the man, emasculating the man to do her bidding now, and it doesn't work. So in order for a man to be in a relationship with you, you need to be fulfilling a responsibility to that man. And if he's asking you to go out to work to bring resources to the house to build, that's how it should be operating. That's how it always operated. When the man was the pimp and the woman was the 304. Because what I find to see is that the woman who remains the 304 remains that man's wife. She stops being the 304 that she was, the 304 that he met, and she starts becoming the man in the house, and she wants the man to become her woman. So the frequency and the gender somehow changes, even though they're both men and women. The man becomes her woman, and now the woman is the man.
And the biggest pimp game, biggest pimp game.
Let him respond. True.
One caveat,
True. Let him respond, but he asked the question.
But you know that in that game right there is that the pimp don't force her to do nothing. She do what she want to do because she want to be with that man.
Yeah, that's true. True. The woman is with.
He don't have to force. He don't have to force the 304 to do anything. She want to be with 304 because she wants that man.
Okay. So yeah. So what does that mean?
That means that when we out,
no transaction.
no control. It's like the control is she wanna be controlled by me, not just being me. I don't have to force her to do anything. She's gonna do it because she want to do it.
But if she gets out of line, the pimp does check her. Ain't no not.
But it's different way to check her. It's different way to check her.
No, but he'll hit her.
What I'm saying, the majority of men not gonna say that from the beginning. They're not gonna come with this regiment from the beginning. Hey, you have to, if you want to be with me.
No, but address
truth.
Right. Address. No, listen. If you saying she want to be controlled, I agree with you 100%. She allows this man to discipline her as she pleases. She wants to be under your control, but he still ends up being her pimp, and she's his 304.
But I was going to say real quick.
Do you have to use force to discipline her?
Nobody said no. Nobody said that. That nobody said force and none of that. Right there, that you have to use force. You added that part, Carmen, because nobody brought up.
I didn't. No, you said I'm like, well, a pimp will slap the.
If she needs to be disciplined. If she needs to be disciplined. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
So violence. So what kind of leader does not make you that you need violence to be?
If your kid acting up, hey, hold on, y'all. If your kid acting up, should he get a spanking?
Punch me, get a 50 crime.
Hold on, y'all, please. If your kid is acting up, should he get a spanking, Carmen?
The second time he does it, sure.
I didn't.
Yes.
Hold on, please, y'all. Hold on. No, just answer. We shouldn't have to do that. If a man comes around you and he's not controlling himself and he puts his hands on you, should a man check him and put his hands on him too?
Yes.
When should a
well, you're comparing women.
Can you please stop beating me to try to avoid? Can you please stop trying to avoid the conversation, please?
I'm not.
I'm
answering the question.
So again, if we are justifying when kids can get hands put on them, if we can justify when a man can get hands put on them, when should women get hands put on her?
Never.
Exactly. That's the problem. That's the problem with society.
Don't say that.
It's two different things.
Carmen.
Two different things.
We often say women are children.
We're using two different examples who are not comparable. Oh yes, Mr. Carl.
I can use a great example, a different example. Let me try this one. So say you got a husband and you out at a dinner.
Hey, Big Polly, you got to if you're not.
My bad. I came up. My bad. So say you're on a dinner date with your husband and you had a little bit too much to drink and you start getting a little belligerent. In today's laws, it's against the law for him to take you by your arm and take you to the car and take you home. That's called assault if you don't want to go. But if you get belligerent outside, a police officer can tackle you, cuff you, and throw you in a box, potentially beat you up. And that's seen as perfectly fine. But this is your husband, the one who loves you, and he doesn't have the authority to discipline you, but the police do. You see how that doesn't make sense?
Good.
It does make sense because that's their job, law enforcement.
It's not your husband's job to maintain control over you and his household.
It is, but you don't have to use violence. My point was, you don't have to use
His job
violence.
is to be proactive to prevent things from happening.
I should even be in a place to be that way, though.
Exactly.
Can't control you if you're drinking and you're doing and acting belligerent.
I wouldn't be doing that because the environment. No, I disagree.
Remember
of
what
course
we
you're gonna
said
disagree,
earlier.
but
No
that
matter
was a
when.
very good point Polly made. There's no refuting that. If
But
a stranger that you don't even know can tackle you, assault you, beat you up if you're disturbing the peace, acting belligerent, public intoxication, and you don't want to go and you don't want to abide this, you don't even know that person's first name. It'll just say officer last name, and they can do whatever they want to get you in order. But the man who protects you, provides, took vows with you, he can't, because women, especially women today. And then we can even go back in antiquity when that was normal practice. But the thing is, the reason why it's looked down on now if a man does it is because it feeds the system. They can lock him up and the whole process gets started, and then the women is the one who ultimately has the power. You have to see how the government they know they've had this conversation.
Let him land, and then you respond.
I wish women, as educated as they say they are, women should understand how the government is playing, to how the roles are basically switched. The power is off kill, where women are moving to their own detriment. That's it, I'll land. That's it.
Go ahead, Carmen.
Oh, I was just gonna say that even when the police officers, they do ask you to stop resisting. Like a police officer not just gonna go up to you and beat your ass just because you didn't do anything backwards.
If you resist, they put hands on you, ma'am.
Yes,
my auntie is a police officer. And the majority of women today resist.
I'm not going to agree just because she's your wife, you're allowed to beat her up. Because
I can pull up on TikTok a whole bunch of women resisting arrest because they feel like they supposed to get away with it. The majority of women do get away with physical assault, and then they'll be trying to talk their way out of it or blame the man when they were the one who did it. Sha'Carri Richardson, biggest example. But the biggest, I wanted to respond to Big Dog. I just remember you talking about the pimp game. The biggest pimp game is now when a man is no longer with a woman, he still has to pay her. What type of pimp game is that? But we understand that's the government putting that in a system where money is power, and they put it in the hands of a woman. And a woman with power, I always say, is like a toddler with car keys. We see what they do with it.
Well, the truth of the matter is, everything that revolves around the world is the pimp game. Capitalism is a pimp game. Marriage is a pimp game. Politics is a pimp game. Religion is a pimp game. Everything a pimp game.
So
somebody got to be the 304, and somebody got to be the pimp.
Hold on, Big Dog. You deflecting the derailment from what he just said
about the divorce.
He asking you to address how that's the new pimp game. He didn't ask you to ask what else is the pimp game. Okay. So let's address what he's saying, because if you want to add more context to what he's saying, the woman will put you on child support. The woman will garnish your paycheck using the law. She'll use laws of enforcement against you to get you arrested. You get her brothers or men that beat you, like stomp you out, or get you taken off this earth. A lot of dudes is locked up over women. Like a lot of issues men are having over women. But if she can use force against you, why is she not for force being used against her when a man ain't getting his way, or when she's out of line? And I'm telling you, if women get actual consequences for their dysfunctional behaviors, they'll change as well too. Because the men and kids ain't the only ones that should get their behinds whooped when they're doing something that's wrong. When women are doing stuff that's dysfunctional, that's hurting them, their kids, their men, and society, we have to reassess what's going on, especially if we're going to be treated 50-50 and equal. So if the man can't just get all the game. Hold on, my brother, please.
Okay.
You can't just get all the pros of being equal to a man and not getting all the cons.
Well, I mean, the only
Hold
calling
on,
I
hold
heard.
on. Carl was responding.
No,
Okay,
no,
go
no.
ahead.
I was agreeing with you, but I'm saying this is why in the last few years we're seeing the shift where now men are getting child support and men are getting more that women been doing all along, because this shift has to happen to teach lessons that equality is equality, not selective equality because of your gender, but it has to be all across the board. Thank God that it's coming out like that. That men do get child support, men do get, I forgot what the other one is.
Custody.
Custody and all of that. I like to see more of that, because why do we always have to be the ones that got to work extra harder to beg to be with children, to beg to anything? Why we got to beg at all? So
Or
I get it.
fight
Yeah.
for our kids.
Yeah.
What you about, Big Dog? Go ahead, my brother.
I was gonna say the only thing that I hear is that they want equality, but y'all, the only equality I want here on the negative side is y'all want to be able to put hands on.
When need be.
Hold on, y'all.
But
Don't jump. Hold on. Address what he said. Big Dog, make your statement again.
I said I hear the equality, but y'all feel like that, because they got equality now, they get to do what they want to do. Is that they also get to get hands put on them too.
So what's that? What's the statement? What do you?
Well, what I'm saying is, like, why do y'all feel like you had to put hands on?
Who made? We walked down to get to that point to saying if the woman's dysfunctional, who was advocating for when women to get their hands put on? We're walking down the actual consequences when you get to a place where she's completely dysfunctional and hurting herself in society. Just like if a man's hurting himself in society, just like a man being violent, there has to be a time. Women can't be the only ones who don't get put hands on them, is what we're saying. We're not advocating just going, hey, put hands on women.
Okay,
That's
so,
not what
so
we're doing.
we talking about a snowball effect before you put his hands on, all right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right. So
I'd rather leave.
That what I'm about to say is, like, if you got to get to the point where you got to put your hands on that female, just leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's agreed.
And that's why we're not leaders. All men keep saying, who call other men weak, call other men baiters and suckers, is that you have to lead this woman. Everything to a man, the only way he can get this woman to listen that don't listen is to leave. Where a woman can use the court system, the woman can use her body, the woman can use her words, her femininity to get this man to be on board with her, which is demonstrating that the women are leaders, because we don't want to get to a place where we have to implement actual consequences and repercussions for women. Don't listen to men in society.
But
y'all don't want to.
So hold on. When a child doesn't listen to their parent and doing whatever the hell they want to do, they're not coming in on time, smoking weed in the house, whatever it is that the mother and father do, are we saying that the mothers and fathers are not good leaders?
No, so start back over what you're saying. Because this is what I want to make sure y'all do before we answer these questions, right? Make sure we're listening intentionally and we're responding intentionally, so we can have the actual conversation versus responding emotionally to what's being said. What we're saying is that if men are required to take care of society, are required to be responsible to society, if children are required to be functional human beings, and both of them have consequences that can get physical if they're not abiding by the law, or if they're not abiding by their parents or another individual, then the women have to be getting those consequences as well too. That's what we're saying, to make the society just and to make the society so-called equal. You can't just get all the power and benefits and not get the repercussions and consequences when you're doing the same thing that men and children are doing.
Is that the only option though? Because I said,
they didn't say, please, if I actually listen intentionally again, I didn't say that was the only option.
Okay, I'm saying that it is. Though.
All right.
Like, in order to bring order, sometimes violence is necessary. And I would beg the question that I had earlier: when you see two police officers jump on a woman and physically beat her because she's being distraught and a menace to society, why isn't the uproar the same as when you see a woman being dysfunctional in society and her husband, a man who actually loves and cares for her, to discipline her? And Big Dog, I want you to really answer this one too, because the example was really not a man who has struck a woman, but a man who has she's belligerent, and so he grabs her by the arm and drags her to the car. That's called assault under the law, unwanted touching. So if she don't want to be dragged to the car, she want to be drunk and belligerent, that's her full right in the society to do. But as her husband,
you should be able to have the authority to take your woman home when she's being drunk and belligerent. You don't even have that authority, but you got men with the authority to beat her down and throw her in a box. You understand what I'm saying? It just don't make sense for people to accept men who don't even know the woman to discipline her, rather than a man who actually would discipline her out of love.
Right. But I would ask all y'all this. I'll ask y'all all a question on the panel. I'm gonna make the statement first. Men are scared of men in.
Where you go?
I think men scared. I think men scared of women.
No, we scared of the consequences that come if we do what we know we can with women.
Nah,
we're not scared of women.
Because in that scenario where you asking about the drunk and belligerent woman, it's like if you know your wife get drunk and belligerent, why she out there in public drunk and belligerent? If you already knew that,
we can't control what a woman consumes.
Like if you know she get drunk, if you know how she act when she drunk, why she out in public with you drunk?
It could have been.
That's what I was trying to say earlier.
Hold on. I had a delay.
Put in the first place.
Y'all hear me? I had a delay. No, let's do it again. Men are scared of men and women, regardless of what y'all want to say the fear is. Men are afraid of women. Y'all can downplay it all you want to, right? There's things women can use that make men afraid of women. Kids are scared of men and women. Who are women afraid of?
Good one. Nobody.
That's a good one. I don't know.
And that's dangerous.
Yeah,
that's
and that's the part. That's the problem with our society, man. They ain't scared of. They're not scared of God. They're not scared of man. They're not scared of none of the consequences for their behaviors. They're not scared of nobody. Well, we still scared of. You know, if you sitting in a room full of men, you're gonna watch your mouth how you talk to a man. You're gonna watch your mouth how you talk to officials. You're gonna watch your mouth on how you talking to people. Kids will do the same thing as well too. They know there's repercussions and consequences. Even a young girl, she knows she can still get spanked. Soon as a woman get to a human, a fully developed human, she not scared of nobody.
Somebody in the chat said women are afraid of other women shaming them.
Yeah. They're scared of. They can be scared of other women, but the shame of the sisterhood and the girls, they still want to be part. They don't want the pushback and the consequences of not saying what women are saying. So the shaming, they're afraid of being shamed from other women for not doing the same things they're doing. So we'll go that. But I'm saying ultimately, really fearing somebody. They're not scared of nobody. They ain't scared of nobody. That's why they do what they want to do.
Now, I want to add, over there in the so-called Middle East, can they put their hands on their woman if they out of order?
You already know the answer to that.
So, and do they have their families in order as far as it's supposed to go down on the hierarchy system? So, I always look to other races on how they, move to see in comparison to us. But women, they know they have the power. And like Shahrazad Ali said, the average woman, she only matures to about 14, 15 years old. So we always say, I say women are children. They want to be taken care of like children, where they don't have to pay anything, and they basically dependents. They don't have to pay anything. You taking care of you basically a child, but you can't be disciplined when you get out of line. That's it. They know what it is, but they just want to willfully play ignorant, have selective, dissidence when it's convenient for them.
Yeah,
they know what it is.
Date other women.
You said who? Yep, that's the only thing. That's until she don't want to listen either. That's the problem. Until she don't, like Big Polly. Most of the brothers that's in relationships, your relationship is gonna work until she don't want it to work, and there's nothing you can do about it when she changes her mind. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
No. I say there are a couple of risk mitigation factors, though.
Yes.
Check this out. What was said?
Number one, let me land this plane real quick. So, because this is very important for the men that are new dating. You 18 years old, you stepping into this dating world 2025. This is some good information for you. You need control of two things in order to mitigate the risk of her leaving your relationship. Number one, you need control over her finances. If she's unwilling to give you control over her finances, you should be unwilling to die and protect for her. And this is just the facts. A woman who understands the importance of your protection, she has no problem with doing that for you. Number two, you want to make sure that you keep your options open right in front of her face, honestly. As a man, you want to let her know that there are other women, even in the household, that could meet the requirements of the relationship if she does not. This is what we were talking about earlier, the shaming tactic. When she sees another woman cooking and cleaning, she automatically feels bad. They periods even sync up and they start doing the same exact thing. It's like magic or something.
Yeah, good point. I had lost my point, but that was a good one. I agree. One of the first things I tell women I deal with, I literally say these exact words. You're not gonna be my last vagina. You're gonna contribute to the situation, or there is no you and I. That's literally what I say. So I try to offend them because I say things that are triggering on purpose because I want to see how they react to it. I want to see that initial reaction. So you can't be playing no games, pull the rug out from under me, because I'm 41 years old and I done made mistakes and we know the game now. So I agree with everything Polly said right there. But as a man, you gotta be on your game, on your purpose, making sure you working, making sure you basically pulling your weight plus theirs. So it's responsibilities that a man has to do if you want to command that. So don't forget that.
And I think that's what I was touching on earlier about a lot of dudes are not prepared for the responsibility of a woman because a lot of guys, just like these single mothers, have no contingency plans in place for later on. Their health, everything. It's a lot of things that I think a lot of guys are not taught or not willing to learn, or, they have to be prepared because it comes with some shit. And hey, can't group on forever.
I remember my point now. The only thing we can do to an uncooperative woman is leave, right? So when that happens, I think of all these conversations, this gender war, whatever. How many families have been lost because the woman just got insufferable, and the man had no choice but to leave. And of course, they'll get another relationship after that. But we see a lot of times these women aren't getting married and living a fairy tale lifestyle that they see on social media. They end up in a poverty situation because whether it was because they didn't have they got older, they couldn't get a job or couldn't acquire a man that can take care of them the same way if they were younger, to pull in a bigger fish, so to say. So when we leave, or when a man decides to leave, it's like women have this idea that it's going to be a better dude down the street because they have a million people in their DM, right?
No, it don't.
They men aren't leaving though. That's the whole thing. Men aren't leaving. It's the women who are leaving a relationship.
Oh yeah. Statistically, women leave more. I might just be talking about my situation and my partner situation, but more men are just more men, because I ask around. More men that I went to high school with, and now they not with they baby mama or whatever. I asked who left, and he was like, "Man, I had to leave." I've asked over 20 dudes. I used to have a podcast, and I used to invite people in, and I used to really try to get to the nitty gritty of the situation. And more men are waking up, and they're realizing they can hit the eject button, and basically, have a better life outside of somebody that they thought they was going to spend the rest of their life with. So all I'm saying is,
I think that's a small minority.
True.
It's not as much. It's growing because people are more concerned about their health. Oh, I'm sorry.
Real quick. When the man leaves or the relationship evaporates, the woman says, "I'm finna go elsewhere and get something better." Do they really have a better situation? Does the woman really get remarried, get the man that she wanted?
Sometimes.
What would you say the probability on that is? That's what, because
the probability ain't high. The probability ain't high because speaking of that, Ashley had a scoring card that I gave my son and his girlfriend, and it was 10 different traits on there, and each one of them had their own different value. And when they did it, my son came out to be an 8 out of 10, and his girlfriend was like, "It's gonna be hard for me to find another 8." He came out to be a 6.5, and he said, "Dad, I can get another 6.5." So in reality, if a man leave right now, if he really about his business, you can find what's really out there. It ain't nothing. It ain't no sevens available. 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s are probably out the way, or you don't qualify. You're dealing with 6.9s and below.
Mhm.
That's the majority of women that single men are dealing with that single. He lay all the way thoughts, or they on the fence of being a thought or being a good girl. Because all the good girls, all the ones that work some, they already snatched up and they out the way.
And
so
they
that's
was
what you
rare.
got to deal
They
with.
was rare anyway.
They rare, exactly. So when they did that, he an 8. So she was like, it's hard for me to get another one of him. it's easy for him to get another one of her.
That's a good. I agree.
Hey, that word that you just said is what I said and got me in a lot of trouble. Do you qualify? Do you qualify? You don't qualify. I swear. There's so much attack from that because everybody think they qualify for everybody and everything. No, you don't. That's why your mindset is the same, your patterns is the same, and your outcome is the same.
I want to add this too,
I
right?
just don't want. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but I gotta go. So I just didn't want to drop out. But thank you all so much for having
Salute,
me.
Carmen.
Carmen,
Learning
thank you so
opportunity.
much, Carmen. Thank you so much. Always.
Bye.
So yeah, I was gonna add in there, like, I think that from my experience with women, like they are so like socially and emotionally like adept and like into their emotions that they can recognize abandonment issues on men, and especially young men. And so what happens is when a man is young, especially in my community, I don't know if there's a lot of other people community, at 18, you kind of put on an island by yourself. Like your mom wants you to get out, you gotta go make something of yourself or do something. And because we're not used to talking about this and talking about that, a lot of men have unresolved abandonment issues where they don't want to be alone. So they literally lie to the woman, do whatever they need to keep her around, and she'll play on that. She'll know that women already know our nature. They already know when we saw your cousin, we was looking at her ass too. You understand?
But that's not unresolved. Nobody wants to be alone. Like, why do we attribute that to some type of trauma? Look, nobody. Like, as much as when they did studies of babies. They did studies on little babies in the 1800s, like late 1800s, where they were showing that the baby that was given up for adoption, it didn't want to eat, it didn't want to interact with people, and a lot of those babies died. And if the baby survived, it had permanent cognitive and social issues because it lost its mother and father. Like, love is imperative for all of us. Like, you need that love and support. And what damages people is believing that you could just be alone for the rest of your life and thrive in life.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But you should be able as a man to stand on your square alone with no woman and no child. And
it's
that's
not designed. No, but that's no. I'm gonna say this again. I get what you're saying, right?
That's not designed in purpose.
We're not designed to be that way. It's foolish. It's ignorant, and that's why we end up being egotistical as much as not more as them. They become narcissists, but we believe we can do it without them too. While on the back end, we still dealing with women, and we end up catching feelings for certain women we shouldn't catch feelings for, and we'll still blame ourselves for it. We can't stop coming to our need for women is way stronger than their need for us. We can live in peace by ourselves, but we still desire women. We can have some type of peace, but they're ultimately our peace. That's why a man would take a hell of a woman and live with her because peace is a woman to him too.
Yeah, but I agree with everything you're saying. But in today's world, a man can just he could buy a woman. He could, women is everywhere. I guess what I'm saying is a woman who you're in a relationship with, right? You're not finna, and she's submitting to your situation, your plan. That's just as rare. You understand what I'm saying?
All I'm saying is that even when the women try to be disingenuous and say a man ultimately wants control, you want to be in control, but you don't want to really control her. You want to be in control of her, wanting to be under your control. That demonstrates that she loves you. She wants to be under your coverage. You get what I'm saying? So when women say, "Oh, I ain't trying to be controlled," they don't want the responsibility that comes with being with you. They just want the benefits that come with you because you're a valuable man and you're valuable to other women. They don't want to do what it takes to keep you, which should be her responsibility. And to keep you, she has to be under control and she has to control herself. You know, that's all. That's all I'm saying. What's going on, my brother Dope, man? What's your take, my brother? I know somebody said don't listen to that Edgar. I don't know who that was going to. It might have been my brother Polly.
It was me.
That was me. That was the.
It was me.
What happened? What did he say, man? What rubbed you the wrong way, man? What? It's shots was fired.
No, I ain't. It wasn't no shot fired. I was just saying, don't listen.
What happened, man?
Nothing.
Man.
I think he said he said so I don't remember, but I think he was talking about telling a woman that you got more options or something like that. And I guess if you want some pimp shit or you want some poly type stuff, it may be useful. But if you strive to be with one woman, I don't think it's useful. I think your woman, if you like that, she know these other girls is on you. I'm saying I don't think it's useful to be like, hey, I got other hoes who want me, right? So make sure you get, when you online. That's like some pimp shit to me. I don't think it's useful, but.
Well, let me say this. First of all, I like to disassociate from the word pimp because they actually sell vagina, and that's not what we're doing here. You feel me? What we're doing here is more like managing. You see how man is at the beginning of that? We're managing the situation.
That's the new word for it now?
No, Dope said you should manage it too. He said it too. So they both use a manager. They both use a manager.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's the new word for it now? I'm being honest, really.
No, because we're not selling vagina. When you selling vagina, that's a pimp. We go to pimps today sometimes, and they got the hoes for us.
That's
but we ain't
true.
talking about hoes.
Hold on, Polly.
Hold on, let him land though. Let him land, Carl. And then
okay, I'm older, so I got to do things in doses with Polly.
But you gotta say that's the thing too. When big dog and you saying pimping, when men are selling the woman, they selling the vagina. We're using that word wrong as well.
Now, in my personal case, when I'm from Memphis, when we say pimping, it's really just to break a woman. It ain't putting her out there on the stroll. It's really just getting money.
Exactly.
Well, what is it called when you have them cooperate with your plan? What's that called?
Pimping, same thing.
That's what I'm saying. So it could be deemed negative or positive if you were pimping. Like, what up, pimping? We don't use it as condescending when we refer to each other like that. We go, what up, pimping? Right? It's not negative connotation.
Yeah, because like when I be hearing men saying the women money don't matter, I say use a lie because her money is my money. Just like her money, my money, her money, my money. We get to do a whole lot of things with two money.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's
her money. Oh my
God! Why? How?
You just let it be known.
Because how I was raised, all I saw was women work. So when I got old and started dealing with women, I was like, I'm not finna bust my ass all day and you can go work too. No, you finna go work, I'm finna go work. We're gonna break this bread together.
So Big Dog, you saying that women become the supplement of income? Is that something like what you're saying?
It's another stream of revenue, yeah.
Wow. I never.
Wow. This is like this, a woman, right? If you take away
that's like having a job and welfare. I don't know.
No, that's what's crazy. I got to push back for you, Carl. It's funny that you don't want the woman to be your property, and it seems like you want autonomy over her body. Why would not a real man say that if you're gonna work, your money coming to me? That's crazy for you to say what you say. If I'm working and I'm spending on my woman, why would your woman be going to work for saving on herself and not spending on you, Carl? What you talking about? That would make a man weak, and to mean you ain't got no boundaries and you insecure because you don't want to lose your woman. So you allow her to make her own money, make her own decisions, and be able to have her own life while she's under your coverage. Why would your woman not be spending money on you?
Allow is a very strange word.
No. Can you respond to that, please? If I got a woman in my house, if I got a woman that is taking time outside of my house and our kids to go work, and she's not spending that money that she spent with the time and energy she's going out while I'm investing in her, why is your woman going out and not investing in you again? If she's taking time away from your kids and taking time from the household, why is she getting the money to spend on herself instead of investing in you?
I don't know that narrative.
I know that's a problem.
I don't know that narrative.
We're missing.
If I have to answer it the way you're describing it, I can't relate. I know women that have take me out to dinner, bought me things, did things, or whatever, contributory. But I've never heard of.
No. I need you to
your money is my money.
So you deflecting, right? I need you to commit. If you got a woman that lives under your household, should she be that money she makes when she leaves? The fact that she's not cooking your house consistently like that anymore, she not cleaning as much. Y'all both gonna probably have to do both unless you.
See, you're throwing a lot of narrative in there that throws it out.
No, it's okay. So let's not throw it off yet. Let's do this. When your woman leaves, it means she's spending time outside the house when she's working, right?
Okay.
Yes. Should a woman
that doesn't affect the household?
Should a woman? Yes, it does. Should a woman that's working outside the house invest her money in her family, or should she invest the money in herself?
Me personally, I don't give a damn because the bills are all paid anyway.
That's right. So now let me ask you this: should a man that works inside of a house, should he invest the money in his family and his woman, or should he invest in himself?
Both.
And you part of the problem. My God. And that's why I say you part of the problem. And these are the fathers we talking about that's raising their daughters to take care of themselves. Hold on, let me finish. Wait a minute.
Let me make sure I heard you. You said
no. Okay. Let me finish. This is the fathers that are raising daughters to invest in themselves and be void of the responsibility to their husbands when the man says, okay, since you don't want to work inside the house for me, and you want to go work and make your own money, now you get to spend that money on yourself instead of spending it on the family. Those are the daughters that are being created to be independent of the man, giving the man emotional comfort, giving the man the catering that he deserves and the support he deserves for when he works. I'm not going to tell my son to go work for a woman that does absolutely nothing for him. She's not giving you emotional stability. She's not making love to you. She's not cooking and cleaning like she's supposed to. And then she gets to work outside the house to spend on herself. We leading our sons astray. That it's not going to work that way.
Yes.
But you do realize you threw a lot of things in there that is not absolute, right?
But what Ali
What that got to do? What that got to do with the price of tea in China?
It has a lot to do with it because
So
if she is fucking you every night, the house is maintained. There's 5 hot cooked meals cooked every damn week, and y'all probably go out on the other 2 days. Listen, hold on. Well, this is what I'm saying. We can't make it an absolute because just like I said earlier, if this is your experience, change where you shop at to get a different outcome. Patterns and outcomes matter. If you change your pattern, you change your outcome.
So hold on. You told me not to be in absolutes, and you just made an absolute. You literally just said this woman's going to work and she's going to cook every single day and clean. How many women you know?
That's my experience.
Can you stop real quick, please? Is that an absolute you just did? A woman who cooks and cleans and works 5 times a day and works. Is that an absolute what you just did?
That is a reflection of observational learning and experiences.
So now you won't concede to what you just did to me, even though that's not what I did, right? I was realistic and said if she's working, she might not be able to cook as much, clean as much, and make love to you as much. So before I get to you, brothers on the panel, when you had a woman that worked, did she start becoming inconsistent inside the house and was tired when she would come home and find reasons to not always be doing what you needed from her?
No.
Everybody on the panel.
That's not absolute.
Big dog. Yes. Uncle's comfortable truth.
Sometimes, yeah, she be inconsistent.
Real dope. Real dope. Can you hear me?
On mute.
I can hear you. Somebody walked in. What'd you say?
If your woman is working outside the house, does it end up having an impact on what she's doing inside the house, where she may be inconsistent sometimes with cooking, cleaning, or having sex?
Most commonly, yeah.
Thank you. Carl, how about your experience, my brother? Yeah. So why would you say what I said was an absolute when it's?
I said it's not absolute. It's not as absolute though, because you have women out here that do maintain those things.
You stop, brother. You're making it absolute. You're talking about a minority of women who may be able to do that when most women cannot maintain that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So then why do that? Deflect from that. But I will pass that. So let's pass that. Let's talk about the conversation, right? Not where we had a bump in the road. If a woman goes to work, women typically find reasons why they're not going to do what you need inside the house, or it takes away from what they were supposed to do for you inside the house. So if she does do that, we should make sure we're promoting that whatever money she's making goes back into you in the house, not into herself.
Is that what you're saying is absolute? Her money should go into your.
It should be invested in the family, not herself.
Okay.
Just like your money should be invested in your family, it shouldn't just be invested in yourself. Or She spends on you, and you spend on her. If you want to make it sound more sweet and sugar coated, that's what women like to do. Oh, we got a partnership. It's we're equal now. Like women like to sugarcoat stuff, so you want to sugarcoat it. Let's make it a partnership. You spend on me, and I spend on you. Your money is my money, and my money is your money. It should be a collective, right?
How about as being the elected leader? How about using her money as the rainy day fund or the emergency fund or the contingency fund?
Oh my God!
So how much of her money, what's the percentage of her money you would get to make the rainy day fund?
I'm being honest, y'all. I've never needed a woman's money a day in my life. So I just can't.
It's about her contributing.
I've never
People don't appreciate what they do not invest in.
All right. So if she have to, I would say roughly 30%, 40%, give or take.
Why hold up, why not 100? She's not all in. That's what I'm saying. The majority of these women, they're not all in if they basically have a rainy day fund because they're saving their money for them. That gives them the power to even walk away even faster.
Yes, flip it. If she says she believes in 50-50, she believes in partnerships. Imagine a woman who's working and investing in her family, and a man is still living his best life. He has his own money. He has a rainy day fund. He saves his money, and she uses her money, and I use her money. Imagine what woman would commit to that, Carl? Come on, Carl. And I'm telling you, we so brainwashed and conditioned.
I'm not brainwashed. Listen.
Yes, you are. I'm helping you out because you, brother. My brother, Carl,
from brainwashed.
All the brothers, your age brothers, our uncles and grandfathers got brainwashed into this, and this is what compromised our generation of boys, where we'll sacrifice everything for women, but women won't sacrifice themselves for the children or for the men. That's why we're in the predicament we're in. Men brag so much about what all I hear married men or men in relationships come on these panels do is brag about all the things they do for their women. They can never tell me what she does for them. Never. They brag all day long about everything they do and how amazing they are for this woman, but we'll never hear them brag about how good this woman is. I don't hear it.
May I add one thing?
Yes, sir. You can add, sir. You can add.
Women will always say, I cook, I clean. You would be doing that if you was living by yourself anyway.
Yes.
And then when it comes to putting in an extra set of clothes or putting in another steak or another side, it's not that much. I've been a single father for 7 years. I work 10 to 12 hours, take care of 2 boys, 1 week on, 1 week off. I'm fighting for full custody. I live in a house. It's not hard. But women always maximize what they do. And it's like cooking and clean. It's not hard.
No, I don't.
And minimize what
it's
we
not
do.
hard to us, but to them,
hold on, y'all. I know ain't a lot of superstars on the panel. Y'all got to pass the ball. Everybody trying to be some ball. Let other people have spoke, man. Like we got too many Michael Jordans on the panel.
Go ahead.
I do think that so I was gonna address what Carl said, but real quick, I'm gonna address what Uncomfortable Truth said. I do think that because I've heard women say the same thing of like you would be paying bills, paying a rent on your own, but if I moved in with you, like don't act like you doing something because you taking care of me and you paying all the bills. Like shorty, just no, that still means something because you move in with me and I pay all the fucking bills, even though I still will be paying it on my own. So I do think we should give a little bit more credit than just kind of, minimizing the fact that she got to cook for you and the family, whatever. But we can talk about that in a second. But Carl, I don't agree with you when it comes to like the finances, but I'm similar to you in a way that I'm a sole provider for the most part, right? Well, all the way, right? So, but I feel like if I pay all of the bills in my house, any money that comes in here is my money, right? So, like for example, my woman has she works for me, so she gets a salary, but she don't just get to spend her money on what she want to spend her money on. We talk about what she spends her money on, and it may be a certain percentage that I allocate to like, all right, get your nails done, your maintenance, and all that type of stuff. However, you don't just get to willy-nilly spend all of your money. I think in principle, it's like the same way if you had a kid, if you paid all the bills and your kid got to go out and work and bring home $300 a week, he don't just get to say, Dad, I made this money. This is all my like I can. No, that's not how that works. Like if you then pay your own fucking bills if you want that. But I think that if I'm paying all the bills, just even without that, as the leader, I choose where any money goes in this house as the leader, even if I wasn't paying all the bills.
Dang, Carl, why are you so Carl? What is bothering you about what he's saying so much? Because I'm telling you,
this is new to me, y'all.
I'm still asking. I know we know it's new to you, but if a woman said the same thing he was saying, all the women would be congratulating him. Brothers, there's some brothers. Yeah, man, that's a great man. What is wrong with what he's saying if he's the leader of his household?
Like I said, that's new to me. That's new to me.
So that's one of the problems. We are still on old time while women are on this new time. Women, we still on straight traditional where the man does as Carl is saying, and the women, are they moving as in Carl's day?
I'm telling you, if a man was on here bragging about how he cooks for his woman, how he cleans the house, how he rears the kids, how he takes care of everything, everybody congrats. Man, that's a real man. There's a woman who been on our panels. She stay-at-home mom. She don't be cooking. The man be cooking. She be doing the cleaning, spending the most time with the children, and everybody's congratulating the man like that's a real man. You know what I'm talking about, Trey? It's crazy. Like we are starting to brag about men and support men that do everything for the household, while the women get to say she living her soft life. Like this is the new age. She gets to live in her soft girl era, and the man has to break his back for it. Go ahead, big dog. I saw the mic turn.
I was just saying, it's like, you know, when it came down to what you were just saying, it's like, yeah, because like in my house, I cook, I clean, I raid, I damn near raid the kids and all that right there. But going again is like what I said is like I work, I put this money in this house too, and you work and put this money in this house too. We gonna make this thing work together. Ain't no I use my money, I'm doing it. No, you're not, because we got to take care of everything. You just ain't gonna take care of you, and I have to take care of everything outside and inside the house. That's not gonna work.
Right, but a lot of us is worn out because we're doing what she wants. She wants the option to do all those things. So now a man got to do all these things because she want to do it, but then she don't want to do it. When men ain't even if we doing all these things, men aren't complaining about having to be better fathers, having to cook, having to clean, having to work. A lot of these sisters are complaining about having to do all these things, and it makes them feel like they slaves or maids. Like, and they don't want to work. They don't want to. Why am I going to go 50-50 with you if I can go 100 by myself? Like, they're complaining about all these options, but they're the ones that put this on the book for all of us doing all these positions when we should just pick one and perfect that so you ain't too worn out. But everybody getting worn out because you're doing everything because she wants to do everything and nothing at the same time.
I wanted to respond to Truth real quick. Truth.
I know you ain't responsible for this.
No, because he said something. I wanted to wait patiently till everybody get it out. Truth, you said about was the last thing you said about what in regards to what my ideological point
is not just you. I'm not just singling you or attacking you. Basically,
yeah.
With what you stated, you have traditional mindset, but we're not dealing with the traditional woman in a modern world today. So
okay.
We're basically saying the way that we're going about it to basically have leverage, because the women are very smart today. Women are they know that they have the leverage when you sign on that dotted line and say I do. They can literally wake up, take half of your possessions, alimony. Now they pimping you and getting your money even after the relationship is gone. So they understand. Go ahead.
So let me ask you, that's why I need you to remind me, because I take things in doses. So is it possible to have the option and the power to not choose that type of mindset and just go seek out and attract what I am on?
Look, it's a possibility, but the thing is they always have the power to change their mind. And they'll say a woman has a right to change her mind, and then she'll wake up, leave, she'll move on her emotions. A situation, something would have came up. Now she's feeling salty about this. You're not responding and acquiescing and basically capitulating to what she wants to do. You're not doing what she wants to do, and then she knows ejectocito, cuz, and everything you have for what you work for. They always have the authority. They can change their mind because legislature has backed it up. Now, government knows this. They know this. That's why they'll say little stuff like what the young lady said, get a prenup. But wiser men know better that a lot of times that's thrown out. So that's
Yeah,
why
prenup is not
you,
equal
you,
to men and women. So that's
you
bullshit.
have to have leverage nowadays as a man. You got to take the leverage back before you even get in the relationship. So
I want to ask Carl something, but it's really for the whole panel types. Would you rather have your woman or your wife dependent on you rather than not?
Yeah.
I'd rather her be interdependent. I'm being honest. I don't accept nothing less.
That wasn't the question, Mr. Carl.
Then no, I don't want anybody dependent on me. But
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why Carl has his outlook, is because I guess he is comfortable with a woman having the option to, be treasonous.
not so much treasonous. It's vulnerability and trust that y'all touching on. Vulnerability and trust is overprotected. And for the most part, when that time comes, for whatever reason, you never know when, that any one of us men are incapacitated, that woman have to pick up the fucking torch and do shit. Like wipe the shit from your ass because you're not able to.
What does that have to do with
I'm just
anything?
saying. It has a lot to do with anything. It has to do with long-term thinking investment.
No, this is what I'm saying. If a woman is not dependent on you, she's less likely to wipe your ass. Correct?
Wait a minute.
She really got be in love with you if she's not dependent on you.
No, that love creates the dependency. She becomes emotionally dependent. She becomes dependent on you for her education, her growth, her grooming into a lady, guidance, fulfillment, all these different things, discipline, order, we bring to these women. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a monetary thing all the time.
You said we?
Yeah, we as men, we bring order to women. They are naturally chaotic.
Yeah, but we don't bring love, right?
Yeah, we bring love. Absolutely. Well, as a matter
And they
of fact,
bring love.
let me say this. In my opinion, men are the only ones that can truly love. Women, they have conditional love. They have it unconditionally for their kids, and it makes sense because their kids are their inferiors, just like they are our inferiors, so we can show them unconditional love. But a woman's love to a man is forever based upon what he can do or what he can't do. And so they don't really show love. And that's why when men say that they want love from women, I think it's foolish. I think that you should be garnering respect and in order to give your love. And that's where I land on that.
Hey, Polly. What up, man?
Hey, what's happening, big dog?
I know you contradicted yourself yesterday, but I'm gonna let you slide on that.
No, wait. Don't let me slide.
I'm not even going that route with you today. Let me ask you another question. Ali know it's true. That's why Ali know it's true. That's why he's making them sounds. Don't worry about it. I clipped it. Don't worry about it. But look. Oh Lord. Do you receive a 1099 or do you file a 1099 or do you receive a W-2 from an establishment?
You talking about me personally?
Yes.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that.
Why not?
I'm not here to talk about my personal life.
Whoa.
Listen.
Oh my God.
It's nothing wrong. Listen. We had a conversation the other day, and I got respect for you, buddy. You're pimping. That's all you're doing. You pimping. You call it managing. And you're doing your thing. I respect that. I used to, I had a few years when I was younger in that field. Did great well at it. I had a lot of women bought me a lot of cars out the game. Right?
How old are you?
I'm 44.
Okay.
So me, I'm a transparent guy. I can tell you all my business because I ain't got nothing to hide. Plus, I'm a public figure. And I'll tell you, I don't do no capping. But
yeah, I'm not a public figure.
Hold on. My assessment, and I'm gonna keep it real. And I could be wrong. You don't file a 1099 and you don't receive a W-2 from an establishment. You're a stay-at-home father, and your women work and they bring the money home. I respect the pimping.
Well, if that's your assumption, I respect it, brother. But we can get back to the topic, please.
It's time for some super chats.
Ooh.
Where you go?
We're here. We just had to take a commercial break.
My bad, y'all. Hey, thank you so much to the 100 people that's in the building, rocking out with us. Much love to y'all. We just congregating a little bit, having a little bit of brotherly love. You know what I'm saying? People calling each other out, but we trying to be solution based. We trying to solve all these problems, even though a lot of us still put the women above us. But I ain't gonna say nothing about that. And it seems like a lot of women is leading a lot of men, but I ain't gonna say nothing about that either. But again, much love to everybody in the building. Please like and subscribe. Please hit that share button at the bottom of your screen if you can, for Ali, please. My brother, my brother Frederick hit us with the $5 super sticker. Much love to you.
Thank you for the $5. We were all born to be untouchable.
Let me see.
Yo, I need that clip.
And then my brother T.S. Mama, $5 super chat. Father say hit them back, and mother say tell your teacher. And then my brother King Barracuda with the $2 super chat. Wait, is that Carl Rick Grimes' voice? Hold on. Oh, that's hilarious. My brother Dope, because I ain't saying the daddy part no more, with a $2 super chat. Do not listen to this nigga, young fella. And then my brother Dope again. If you want to be poly, then it may be good advice. And then my brother Salisbury Premium Pest Control with the $5 super chat. A man chooses a woman for perceived real value. A woman chooses a bad dude off pure hope, delusion, and vibes, then cries when it backfires, man.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point right there, my brother.
You shop in the dollar store, you can't cry about it.
And men love them for who they supposedly are, and women love you for what you can be, which means she probably typically doesn't love or respect you in the first place. So that's deep, my brother. Shout out to Wanda. She's our sponsor of the show with $35. Where were we? Who somebody was about to say something. I think I cut somebody off. I think Blu-ray was calling out Polly for a contradiction that I don't think actually happened. They still say it's a contradiction, but y'all still want to talk about that, or y'all leaving?
Nah, it's all good, man. I like Polly, man. Big Polly doing it. Keep doing your thing, pimp.
And then Polly said that he got to keep his private matters of what he doing for a living. So
I respect it. Hey, I ain't get it. Did I give me the put? I didn't get that, man. No pushback.
Hopefully it ain't what we think it is.
All right, so I'm gonna keep it real because y'all won't think that I'm selling vagina for a living or something like that. I'm not a top earner type of nigga. I make about $50K a year. I'm an audio engineer and I own a recording studio that's downstairs in the basement of my apartment complex. I rent out the penthouse up top. I own the studio at the bottom, and I record people's music, and I employ 8 engineers under me.
All right.
Oh my God! That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's good money. So what'd you say?
No, engineers make good money.
It's not a lot of money.
You said it's not a money?
What you mean engineering a lot of money? That's not a lot of money.
Yeah, I say it's not a lot of money.
But engineers can be a lot. Yeah, top and engineers can make a lot of money. Like,
I could make a lot of money. Right now, I've grown over the years. You know what I mean? But right now, that's where I'm at.
So you make $50K a year, but you employ 8 engineers?
Yes. But my business makes more than me, bro.
It ain't that far-fetched. It ain't that far-fetched. If he's in the basement, it ain't that far-fetched.
Like, my business makes more than I make personally, bro. I still go down there and budget sessions.
Listen, my family owns a CPA firm. I know all about, trust me, bro. I know all about all of that. That's why I worded certain questions the way I worded it, sir. But listen, let's change the subject, bro. Let's keep it pushing.
Okay, so I still want to know I think my brother or Big Dog barking. You don't think men are leaders or born leaders?
I think like somebody said earlier, like
And before you answer, make sure it's associated with a woman. Don't go off to space. Don't go off to being the president of the United States. Don't go off to being a colonel. Don't go off to being a CEO or entrepreneur, because somehow we be going the route women take us.
I got you.
Are men by nature the leaders of women?
I heard a couple of statements earlier. Biologically, you supposed to be.
No, not are you. Not supposed to be. Are men the leaders of women?
Come on, big dog.
That's is what we want majority minority.
Oh, bro.
Come on, big dog.
I'm just saying because I want to make sure that
tell us one time, bro. Can we get one?
Big dog. I gave you the answer earlier.
Is
When
men
boys
the
are
leaders?
born.
If men are natural leaders, no.
How the hell you born a natural leader and the first 5-6 years out the womb, you're dependent on a woman? What's wrong with you?
Stop it, Carl.
So
All right. Insane.
Yo, that's crazy. That's
But that's just like the beta topic too. You're natural. You're not a natural beta.
No, that's crazy. That where we go, it's like we gotta crawl before we walk. Like what? Like that? It's just crazy. But I ain't gonna even say that. Like I'm gonna let y'all. So y'all both don't believe the men on that. Does anybody have a rebuttal for that? Do y'all believe? Go ahead, Dope.
I think if we want to be specific, I think that's kind of what they're doing. I think that certain men have natural leadership traits that would lend them to being great leaders or becoming leaders as they get older. I think that men in general are designed to be our leaders. In general, of course, not all men will be leaders. Not all men are meant to be leaders. A lot of men are meant to follow. They don't have the traits. But yeah, that's what I would say. A lot of men, some men are born with with better traits for leadership than others, but I think that men are the leaders in general.
How about you, Carl and Big Dog? Because it's funny to me. So y'all telling me, Big Dog, what would make you not the leader of your woman? If y'all lost all your money right now, let's say you live with a woman, you lost all your money, would you stop being her leader if you lost all your money?
Personally, no. But in some cases, men will be.
Okay, so what makes a man unqualified to be a leader? Like, because we keep talking about this leadership role thing, especially as weaponized against men. Why do you believe that men are not born leaders?
Because,
and I ain't talking about no baby.
Nah, because first of all, you gotta know what your leadership style is, and follow by that first. And a lot of men don't know how they supposed to lead. They just know they want to lead, and a lot of men don't know how to lead. They don't know what their style is.
But
see, my style
Why is this complicated, dog?
It's
Why?
not complicated. It's not complicated because your leadership style might not lead the women you want. It might lead the women you don't want.
Though. But they still leaders. His leadership style, the fact that he has a leadership style makes him a leader. Whether it's a good leader or a bad leader or okay leader, he's still a leader.
But your traits, also your traits.
Okay, so hold on.
Men ain't got leadership.
This is a hard question.
Hey, hold on, Ali.
Oh, go ahead.
Polly.
It's not a hard question, Ali.
Hold on, Carl. Polly, you're saying that just because a man has a leadership style, that makes him a leader?
Yes, of women. Yes. So here's what happens. The woman.
Hold on, Polly. I'm rocking with y'all. That's like, listen, you have people that are qualified leaders who get fired every day, and they have the credentials.
No. We keeping on a relationships, Trey. We not going nowhere but relationships. The only way we
Okay.
Okay. That's why I got you. Because we keep this is what women will do, and this is what a lot.
But I mean, that don't even make sense.
It does make sense. We
to say, hold on, Ali. So you're agreeing that just because you have a leadership style, that makes you a leader?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Because there's good leaders and they're bad leaders.
And see, the woman.
But your leadership style is not going to let you lead all types of women.
This is where we keep dropping the ball in this conversation, right? Because I want y'all to find what a good leader is that women pass up the men that we say are good leaders for the men that we would say are bad leaders. That's what they don't make sense.
Because they don't qualify for the good leaders.
Can I land, please? That's a deflection.
Okay.
If she goes with the man who's not qualified to be a leader, he's now then her leader, which would make him a leader. So we can't say he's not a leader if she's passing up the man who would be a leader for a man who's not even qualified to be a leader. If the men they're picking are not even qualified to be a leader, and they leave him for not being a leader when they pick him for being a leader.
That's a bomb.
Oh, my bad.
I only got one word to dispose all of that bullshit.
You funny, bro.
Contingency. That's the only word that I'm going to look at. A good leader has contingency. A bad leader doesn't. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
It's like a leader know how to move aggressively and defensively. Some niggas don't know how to move one way.
Yeah, some leaders move weak and feminine.
The best leaders got strategies for every situation, and a lot of men don't have strategies for every situation. Don't have strategies for one situation.
Leaders.
Is a bad man? Hold on, real quick. Is bad men leaders?
I don't know.
I think you guys are conflating. You're conflating a good leader, in your opinion, to a leader.
That's true.
I think those are like we're talking about leaders in general.
Yes.
Which means
was Saddam Hussein a leader? Was Hitler a leader? Were they leaders?
Well, how about this? Are there are men natural leaders?
I can't even comment on that stuff.
Are men natural leaders or natural bosses?
Oh,
neither. Neither. That's deflection.
I'll be going to boss.
It's not a deflection because there's a difference between the boss and the leader.
Let's stay at leader with that. Oh my lord.
There's not a leader. I don't think. I think they're synonyms.
What? Hold on. So big dog.
What's up?
What is the definition of a boss?
A boss lead from the back. A boss lead from the back. A lead lead from the front.
No, you just made that up.
No, I didn't.
What the hell?
No, I didn't. Actually,
That's
I
like
was
buying a ring from Walmart, bro.
hold up. Actually, I was in a leadership class and they gave me a book that broke this shit down for general management. We're gonna use that management word again. Bosses take and make everything about them. Leaders actually give to their employees, while bosses take from their employees.
Hey,
leaders lead from the front and bosses lead from the back. Leaders take responsibility and follow on the sword. Bosses blame somebody, so it's a difference.
You're creating your perception of your what a boss
is a boss a leader? Is a boss a leader?
A boss is a leader for self. A boss is not a leader for people. A boss is a leader for self. Everything a boss do is for him. Everything a leader do is for
he a leader?
That's not true. I'm a boss and I'm not for myself.
Oh shit! Say it again. Say something else. Oh, say something else. Say something else, nigga.
I love you, Ali.
So Ali,
disrespectful,
Ali,
man.
so let me, Ali. Well, nah, because you said you trying to. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
No, I'm not letting that slide, dog. You're saying
like for him to say, because when we're talking about leadership, bro. And I want to see Dope because I like Dope vibe, right? And I listen to this brother on many panels. I just want to see, does he agree? So you agree that is that somebody
cat? I think that's look at the baby.
Oh, okay. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. All right, so Dope. So you agree that if a man is a good leader and a bad leader, that makes him a leader across the board?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, if y'all were asking me, like, because I think a good leader is accountable, but I don't think technically a leader has to be accountable if he's telling you what to do and you doing it. He's leading you. You know, so
a good leader is a good worker.
A bad leader, in my opinion, I'm gonna just speak for me. If you're a bad leader, you're not a leader. That's me though. If y'all y'all can say that. That's y'all. But
no, but it's right. But that's how you feel.
But that's what I was saying too.
No. That's not. No. Ali. See what you're doing here. Hold on, Ali. You my brother, so I'm gonna rock with you. What you're doing is you're trying. When I start talking about business, because I'm a boss. I mean, I'm a CEO. You know, I got employees, right?
We're not talking about employees.
Hold on. Just
go ahead. But I told you that already. Are you gonna go right? Okay, go ahead.
Your brother land. Let your brother land real quick. This is all I'm saying, and I'm gonna fall back because I can't indulge in this conversation because y'all saying we're gonna only relegate this to relationships. So I'm just saying, as a person who has ran successful businesses, I've hired people that were leaders. I fired them because there was no productivity, even though they were a leader, quote unquote, right? So I'm
That's a
just saying.
contradiction.
Hold on,
That's a
listen, just
contradiction.
let me
It's
land.
not a contradiction.
So let me
Yes,
land.
it
Just
is.
let me land. Let me land.
Go for it.
Let me land. So if and I'm talking about money and business, right? So if my business is not profitable, I'm going to replace you. And maybe you need to go back to leadership school and go back and do some classes, and so you can have the necessary tools that it takes to run this particular business. So that's what I call a leader, somebody that gets results, somebody that produces. That's what I call a leader. Now, y'all saying in relationships, a man that beating on a woman, that's a leader.
Yeah. You keep saying what you feel about it. In reality,
I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just trying to get clarity.
I didn't say you were right, but I'm not saying you're right or wrong either.
You
but
took that way left.
If a woman
Carl,
continues
I'm trying to get an understanding, bro. That's all.
You took it way left because
it don't matter. I can't get clarity.
All right, land with this real quick. I'm very short with it. When it comes down to leadership, I'm going to always result to mindset, pattern, and outcome. If your mindset is of a leader, if your patterns have demonstrate leadership skills, your outcome should be of that. That means you have been married for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. That means you've had a woman. You've had sustained stability and long-term, not pacifying the short term and keep changing up. Because leaderships don't change houses. Leadership don't change phone numbers. They have a stability that keeps going. And I'm going to use the Rockefellers as an example.
I think we're all making up things that we feel like at the moment. I think if we had this measuring stick for leadership, right? We would can you say that this man right now who's leading a Mormon colony, right, and has been doing it for 30 years is a good leader, even though all of the principles that he lives by you completely disagree with? Or can we say that somebody else leading a regime that they doing all this type of crazy stuff, but they've been leading it, and the people are like, yo, we're going to follow you, we believe in you, he's a leader regardless, because those people follow him and they believe in him and they've chosen to follow him for whatever reason. Now, we may disagree with the way he does it, we may disagree with some of his core beliefs. However, this person is a leader.
But is he gonna take the fall when things go to shit?
That ain't what he that is the whole different argument. That's
leadership.
That's a whole different.
Who said that?
I think that is a part of leadership.
That's part of leadership. Is you gonna take the fall when things?
That's not what he said. If me and Dope Daddy were after the same girl, and I'm horrible for her, but she listens to me and won't listen to him, who's her leader? He's a great man. I'm a horrible man, but she listens to me. She won't listen to him. Who's her leader?
She elected you to lead her.
She elected you to lead her.
I'm her leader.
Remember, she elected you to lead her. I'm very good with these words. They got to have me.
Right. And y'all slow down. Was I her leader? Am I her leader now?
She elected you, yes.
So I'm a leader. That's the point we're trying to make to y'all. The reason why this conversation is so hard, because we listen to women too much when they're telling us who a leader is and who isn't a leader, because they reward the bad dudes more than, they reward the dudes that they can't control more so than the dudes that they can control. So they can get these good men that can lead them, but they don't want the good man to lead them. And then they'll say those are good leaders, but they will follow the man they can't control.
But
and Ali, I agree with you. That's why
in the same breath. If she picks you, if she picks you,
let me get in. Go, my bad. I'm just gonna point out one thing. If y'all know history, the original Jim Jones. If y'all know the history of the original Jim Jones, he led people to their demise. Now he was a bad leader, but this just goes back to the main subject. All men are born leaders. Now they can be conditioned, put in an environment where they can be docile and they won't have the traits to be a leader. But as a man, that's your authority, as you just having denser muscles and bigger muscles and denser bone density, where you can basically force to be a leader as well. Women do not have that capability to be forceful.
Then I have to end the show. And the way you know that men are women leaders is every time something goes wrong, every time something fails, every time things ain't going the way they supposed to be, the women gonna blame the men. They'll say it's because the men ain't good leaders. There's no good men, and it's the men's fault. If you got to keep
No,
putting the
no
blame
good structure.
if you got to keep putting the blame on somebody for why something isn't working and why something isn't operating and why we're not getting solutions or conclusions, then that would have to be the leader. If I'm in a household and something goes wrong and I say, that's your fault, babe. That's your fault the food ain't on the table, babe. That's your fault the lights ain't on, babe. That's your fault that we in this position, babe. She's the leader. So women will tell you, they won't tell you it's the women's fault that things are going the way they are. They'll tell you that it's the man's fault for things going the way they are. Every time it's time for accountability, it's the man's fault. If the relationship fails, it's the man's fault. If something happened to the house, it's the man's fault. If something going wrong in society, it's the man's fault. So we are naturally their leaders, whether we want to agree on it or not, or whether we put our feelings or beliefs in it with the leaders. But I got to go out of town. I got to lead my kids to Disney on ice. You know what I'm saying? So, because if you let a woman lead you, she gonna lead you to the end of that relationship. Now I'm just
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Is it
Women don't run they run a relationship, they run it in the ground.
What you about to say?
Is it a super panel tonight?
Friday.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't supposed to. This wasn't a scheduled live. I just did this live before we go out of
Hey,
town.
Ali, real quick, Smell the Roses said, could you drop the link for a second? I know you got to go, but I think she was
Oh
trying
yeah, I
to
can
come
drop
up and
for
say
a second. She gonna come and tell y'all the leaders too. Watch. I bet. That
Hey, I'm finna head
and
out.
Jazz said she gonna come up and say we the leaders.
Appreciate
Jazz
y'all,
said she about it. Hey, much love to you, my brother. Jazz gonna say we the leaders too. Ain't that right, Jazz?
Well, you know, Jazz ain't gonna say that.
They say it all the time. Men are the leaders. hey, Eve bit the apple. They'll tell you Eve bit the apple because Adam ain't leader right. That's exactly what they'll say. You know what? Eve bit the apple because Adam wasn't satisfying her.
So they're gonna blame it back on the man, huh, Ali?
Yeah, it's always the man's fault.
That's the problem. A lot of guys don't make women stand on what they say. Like when a woman say, like, you know how like women will say, like, oh, she had a kid for you, she did this for you. I'm like, all right, you saying you had a kid for me, all right, that's my baby. You can't, like, you ain't never taking my kid. Understand that this is my kid.
But you can't only way you can make a stand on it is just leave her alone. You can't really make a stand on it. Like, she don't care about the consequences of life. She don't care if she loses everything, dope. That's the problem. She don't care if she destroys families or she destroys herself today, and the government don't hold her liable for that as well too. So what we gonna do about it when she can do whatever she wants and has to never suffer the consequences by it publicly? She never gets shamed for it. She's still beautiful if she ugly. She's still in shape if she fat. There's nothing that she can do wrong. Everything she does is right. Everything we do, even if it's right, is wrong. So there's nothing we can do right, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? The body positivity thing, we will get the women to rate them all of them 10s. Everybody a 10.
No, they lying.
Yeah, no, that's a lie. No, that's a lie.
No, they lying, man. They be lying, man. You a 10? Hey, girl, you know he a 10. Don't let the man, they gonna tell us that what we feel about them ain't true. What they feel about themselves is true. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Smell the she loading.
Yeah.
You about to tell? Oh, you driving too? Oh, girl,
Hold
you better.
on, I'm about to pull over. I just want to say, y'all be confusing the ladies when y'all start talking about your businesses that you run and stuff. Don't do that, because then we get really confused. Like, if you run your business, you run your business, and that's one way you run your business. But if you think you're going to get women to understand you better by bringing your businesses into the conversation, you don't do anything but confuse us further. My dad used to do stuff like that.
Well, Smell the Roses, respectfully, I was talking to men. I wasn't talking to the women. I was talking to the brothers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I was like in and out of work. My headphones kept cutting in and out.
That's what I was trying to tell Trey. Once we go to somewhere else, they go, you got to have all these things to be their leaders. And even if you get all these things, they still ain't listening to nothing. They get
But I mean, it had nothing to do with acquiring things. We were just talking about leadership skills. That's all I'm saying.
True. I love to talk to y'all, but I gotta go.
My brother gotta go. All right, man. Give me
love y'all.
I love y'all, and I love y'all. I'll see y'all again. I don't know when I'll see you. I think next week or the 5th. No, Friday. What I'm talking about? I'll see y'all Friday. Much love for everybody that liked, that shared, hold on. Okay, my bad. They gave us willing contributions that supported the channel, that supports the Untouchables, that supports Ali, Team Fatty, and all the things we trying to do on this side, man. Much love to the real Leonard. Much love to Jazz. Much love to King. Much love to Hero. Much love to DJ Vapors. Much love to Wanda, the sponsor of the show. Much love to Super Pete. Much love to everybody that I missed. Much love to all of y'all, man. All y'all help make the show, man. I'll see y'all on the next.
We rise higher to the fire. Hey, hey. Untouchable impact. Hey. Untouchable impact. Hey. Yeah. We rise higher to the fire. Untouchable empire. Lift us higher. Hey. Ollie and Fatty, bring truth to the streets. We stand for the people, never fall, never retreat. Untouchable empire, we don't break. We rise higher, every step we take. Higher, higher, untouchable. Higher, higher, untouchable. Yeah, we step in the room and the whole crowd lifts. Truth in our blood, that's the realest gift. We talk power, elevation, transformation, untouchables. Yeah, we built this nation. We ain't chasing clout. That's for boys, not men. We chase money, purpose, legacy, and man. Ollie with the flame and Fatty with the spark. We light up the world when the whole world dark. Lift up the people that survive. We bring talk, justice, unity. Every time we swing, we don't bow down. We stand tall and rare. Untouchables, baby, we everywhere. We rise. Through the fire, through the fire. We stand together in the light. Untouchable forever. This alright, this alright. Oh, we rise higher, higher. Through the fire, higher. Untouchable empire. Lift us higher, higher. Ali and Fatty, bring truth to the streets. We stand for the people, never fall, never retreat. Untouchable empire. We don't break. We rise higher every step we take. We move with the grace. Power to the people, that's a look on our face. We don't fall, we don't run, we don't hide. Stand on truth, yeah, we walk with pride. Fame don't move us, we built on honor. Heart of a king, real warrior armor. Empower the world, that's the mission tonight. Untouchables. Yeah, we always do what's right. From the city to the globe, we shift that tone. Building up lives with a righteous throne. We step in the storm and walk through the fire. Why? Cause we got made for the rise higher. Hands up, hands up. If you feel that every move we make. Through the fire, we rise higher. Oh, touch, him play.
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.